my own space station. Greetings, fellow multiversal adventurers. It's an honor to have you back in this saga that has us all hooked. Official channel statement: this story is 100% epic fiction, so please don't attempt real magic. The results aren't guaranteed and insurance won't cover it. The rights to this masterpiece belong entirely to its brilliant original author. We are just a barge sharing it with you. Do you want to keep being part of this amazing community? Join our ninja army of subscribers on YouTube and give this content a like. And for true fans, our Patreon has exclusive ninjutsu waiting for you. Chapter 51: Brother and Sister Awaken. Mr. Liu, you are too kind. Whether we have elderly or children at home, everyone is the same. We can't discriminate like that, Niu Xingwang said righteously. Then why are you doing this? Secretary Liu was confused. No special intention, it's just easier to manage this way. Niu Xingwang smiled slightly. Alright, whatever makes you happy. Secretary Liu said no more. In reality, Niu Xingwang wanted to use this method to eliminate any potential spies. After all, there were too many people, all unfamiliar faces, and time was of the essence. It was unrealistic to conduct background checks one by one. He simply put himself in their shoes. Those with elderly or children at home would definitely have more concerns, making them a safer bet. And Secretary Liu's question conveniently gave him the answer. The spy was most likely in the Internal Affairs group, because if Secretary Liu had planted someone, he would definitely want them in the External Affairs group, so they could gather more intelligence. Everyone, go back and prepare today. Gather at the Chamber of Commerce early tomorrow morning. Alright, dismissed, Niu Xingwang said. Mayor Gong's office. Mayor Gong, I'm sorry, I didn't handle things well, Secretary Liu said. What? You didn't get anyone placed? Mayor Gong asked. I did. However, except for Xiao Yinghua, everyone else was assigned to the Internal Affairs group, Secretary Liu said. Internal Affairs group? What does that mean? Niu Xingwang is indeed resourceful. He divided the 100 newly recruited people into internal and external affairs groups. The internal affairs group is responsible for matters within the city, while the external affairs group is responsible for tasks outside the city, Secretary Liu explained. So, most of our people won't have the chance to access their material storage points. I'm afraid so, Secretary Liu replied awkwardly. This Niu Xingwang is really cunning, Mayor Gong said thoughtfully. Secretary Liu didn't respond. Alright, tell Xiao Yinghua to be careful and cautious, and not to expose himself unless absolutely necessary. Also, tell the others to try and gather information if they have the chance. Even if they don't find anything useful, it will serve as a smokescreen, so they can be a bit bolder. Spend some resources if necessary, Mayor Gong instructed. Understood, Secretary Liu replied. Inside Mo Prefecture City, it was already late at night when Shen Wengang was the first to wake up from his unconsciousness. He was still holding the dagger he used to kill the zombie during the day. The zombie was still lying beneath him. He suddenly realized something and hurriedly got up, running towards Lu'er. Beside him, Lu'er was still unconscious. Shen Wengang took off her hood, wiped the knife clean, and held it to her nostrils. There was fog on the knife, indicating that Lu'er was still breathing. That's good, Shen Wengang thought. With the protection of the protective suit, Lu'er definitely wouldn't be injured. It must be that she overused her mental power, leading to weakness. The two dogs beside them were watching quietly, presumably protecting them all along. Go, collect all the crystal cores, decompose as many as you can, and put the rest together. Don't decompose the Tier 2 zombies' crystal core yet, Shen Wengang ordered the two dogs to get to work. The mechanical dogs' claws were specially treated and were very sharp. So, collecting crystal cores was not difficult for them. There were hundreds of Tier 1 zombies at the scene, and it took the two dogs an entire night to collect them all. After deducting the dogs' decomposition and consumption, there were 420 Tier 1 crystal cores and 1 Tier 2 crystal core left. Shen Wengang fully charged the laser gun's energy clip and tag, and Lu'er finally woke up from her slumber. By this time, it was already dawn. Lu'er, you're awake? Shen Wengang asked. Brother, are you alright? Lu'er asked. I'm fine, Shen Wengang replied with a smile, even turning around. Is that Tier 2 zombie dead? Lu'er asked. Yeah, it's dead. I've collected all the crystal cores, Shen Wengang replied. Lu'er nodded, relieved. The two rested for a while longer, ate something, and started heading back. Brother, what do you think happened to the other three? Lu'er asked curiously as they walked. I don't know, maybe they're dead, or maybe they didn't see us leaving early, Shen Wengang said. Even now, they didn't realize that being locked inside yesterday was the work of the other three. Then who do you think locked us inside? Luer asked again. I don't know. Shen Wengang shook his head. Then why was the door open when we woke up in the morning? Luer continued to ask. I don't know. Shen Wengang still shook his head. This was what they couldn't understand the most. If someone deliberately wanted to harm them, why did they open the door in the end? Since they opened the door, why didn't they kill them while they were unconscious? Were they afraid of the two dogs? What they didn't know was that the other three knew there were zombies inside and didn't dare to go in at all. As for the possibility that the siblings killed all the zombies? Don't be ridiculous. They wouldn't believe it even if they died. They would rather believe that the zombies killed the two of them and then calm down. Hey, brother, our car is gone, Luer said after returning to the starting point. They probably drove it back, Shen Wengang replied. They're so annoying. Couldn't they just take one car? Why did they have to take both cars? Luer stomped her feet in anger. They finally walked all the way back, and now there was no car. They probably thought we were dead. Let's go see if we can find another car. With that, Shen Wengang pulled Luer to look for a car. Chapter 52 Eavesdropping on the Truth. Wow. Awesome, Luer shouted. Shen Wengang rode his motorcycle, taking Luer, speeding along the road. Two dogs followed behind, running frantically. Yusa Province, Mazao City, Suiyang Resettlement Area. Manager Mei, something bad happened. A young woman rushed in, saying in panic, look at you, you've been with me for so long, and you're still so scatterbrained. Mei Wenhui scolded. I'm sorry, Manager Mei. The woman hurriedly calmed down and apologized. What happened? Mei Wenhui asked. Those two people are back, the young woman reported. Which two people? Mei Wenhui didn't understand. The two people who were sent to young Master Mei yesterday, the young woman said. What? Mei Wenhui suddenly stood up, bumping into the table, causing the teacup on the table to fall to the ground and shatter into pieces. Those two people didn't die. Why didn't they die? If they didn't die, what about Nanner? Could something have happened to him? No, it can't be. Nanner is already at Tier 2, no one can hurt him. Mei Wenhui thought of many problems in an instant. Go, call Miaoke over here for me. At this moment, Mei Wenhui's calm and composed demeanor disappeared without a trace. Okay, Manager Mei. The young woman quickly left in the front yard. Miaoke, who had rushed over in a panic, happened to run into Shen Wengang and Luer. Hey, it's you. Luer saw that the person was the man who suggested splitting up yesterday. The man was also stunned when he saw them, thinking, how come these two people didn't die? But then he thought, what if they didn't die? They don't know that I was playing tricks behind their backs, so he pretended and asked, you guys didn't die? Yesterday, the three of us waited until the sun was almost setting, but we didn't see you come back. We thought something had happened to you. What are you saying? You're the one who's dead. I'm asking you, why did you drive both cars away when you left? Couldn't you leave one for us? Luer asked angrily. Great. It seems that the two of them really don't suspect me, Miaoke thought, and then relaxed, saying, sorry. It was my oversight. You also know that there are fewer and fewer vehicles that can be driven now. I didn't know if you would come back, so I drove the car back first. If we didn't come back, where could we go? Luer wanted to continue scolding him, but Shen Wengang stopped her. Alright, Luer, now that we're back, let's not talk about this anymore, Shen Wengang said, then turned to look at Miaoke and asked, then what are you here for today? Oh, Manager Mei is looking for me. Oh no, I have something to discuss with Manager Mei, the man explained. After speaking, he walked towards the inner courtyard. Hey, don't you know the concept of first come, first served? Luer shouted loudly. Dissatisfied Miaoke seemed not to have heard her shout and quickly went inside. Shen Wengang frowned, feeling that things were not simple in his opinion. Everyone came to apply together, so how could this person seem so familiar with the place? Could it be that this person and no culture are in cahoots? If that's the case, wouldn't I have been tricked? No. Something's not right. The more Shen Wengang thought about it, the more he felt something was wrong. So he signaled his dog to sneak into the backyard to take a look. The mechanical dog is also equipped with a bug, which can be connected to the bone mic. Shen Wengang switched the bone mic to listening mode through the digital eye and listened quietly. Brother, Luer was about to ask when she saw this, but Shen Wengang interrupted her, signaling her not to speak. Big brother, what's going on? Miaoke asked as soon as he entered the door. Mei Wenhui was still angry, and became even angrier when he heard him ask, scolding, you're asking me what's going on? I want to ask you. Didn't you say that things were taken care of? How did they come back alive? Big brother, it's absolutely true. At that time, I listened at the door for a long time, and there was no movement at all before I came back, Miaoke explained. So you didn't see anyone at all at that time? Mei Wenho found a loophole. Big brother, how dare I go in? At that time, I thought, if the two of them were still alive, there couldn't be no movement inside. Miaoke continued to explain. Did you see them go in with your own eyes? Mei Wenho suspected that they didn't go there at all. Big brother, I didn't see it with my own eyes. But I dare to guarantee with my head that someone did go in. The fighting inside was very fierce, and it lasted for about half an hour. The other two people heard it too, Miaoke said confidently. That's not good. Something must have happened to Nana. If the two of them did go in and experienced a battle, then it would definitely be a situation where one side would not give up until one of them died. Since these two people didn't die, then his Nana might be dead. Big brother, it can't be. There are at least 400 zombies inside. They can't do it with just the two of them, right? Miaoke thought it was impossible. Take a few more people over there again and go in to take a look, Mei Wenho ordered. Big brother, this. I don't dare. Miaoke chickened out. There were zombies everywhere inside. How could he dare to go in and take a look? Chapter 53 Shen Wengang takes advantage of the situation. Calling you stupid is an understatement. Can't you find a couple of greenhorns to go in? Ignorance is bliss, understand. Mei Wenho scolded. Greenhorns are newbies who don't know anything. Miaoke's eyes lit up immediately. That's right, find two people who don't know the situation, and fool them into going in to take a look. Why should I go myself? So he said, brother, you are so clever. I'll go right away. What about those two in the front yard? I'll try to stall them. You go and come back quickly. Mei Wenho said, okay, brother, I'll go right away. Miaoke said and hurried away. Hearing this, Shen Wengang understood that this was all a trap set by no culture. They were treating his sister and him as chickens, sending them to feed the zombies. Black-hearted. Utterly devoid of conscience and humanity. What should we do now? Running is definitely not an option. That would be an admission of guilt. It seems we can only play along. Shen Wengang frowned, thought for a while, and then said, Luer, come here. Brother, what's wrong? Luer asked. I'll tell you. Shen Wengang leaned close to Luer's ear and whispered, ah. Brother, why do we have to do this? Luer asked, puzzled after listening. Just listen to me. I'll explain to you when I have the chance. Shen Wengang said. Luer nodded in agreement. Luer is good in this way, although she is a bit willful. She listens to her brother. Soon Miaoke came out, didn't bother to say a few more words, and hurried away. At this time, the young woman came over and invited the two into the inner courtyard. Yo. You two have worked hard. Come, please sit down. Mei Wenho appeared very enthusiastic. President Mei, I have something to tell you. The three people who set off with us yesterday drove all the vehicles away without meeting us. We need an explanation for this, Shen Wengang said unhappily. What's your name, brother? Mei Wenho asked. Xiangang. Shen Wengang replied simply. Xiangang? What kind of name is that? A nickname, right? Mei Wenho frowned, but didn't care, and continued. Brother Xiangang, you're right. I'll punish them later by deducting half of their commission. What do you think? Mei Wenho agreed. They almost killed us, and you're just deducting a little commission. Luer said. Dissatisfied. Mei Wenho pretended to be very embarrassed and continued to explain. You also know that they are all poor people. After all, they completed the task. I can't just give them no money, right? HMPH. Luer pouted and stopped talking. Then let's do that. Shen Wengang knew the inside story, so he didn't dwell on this matter, and continued. President Mei, I'm sorry, our task is not considered complete, so just pay half of the commission. When can we settle it? Shen Wengang asked. Oh. Brother Xiangang, what do you mean by this? Mei Wenho expressed some surprise. To be honest, my sister and I only explored two places. We didn't find anything in the first place, but when we rushed to the second place, we found that it had experienced a large-scale battle. The scene was a mess, and the ground was full of zombie corpses, presumably thanks to the other three. Although my sister and I are poor, we are not so shameless as to take advantage of this, Shen Wengang explained. What? Are you saying that inside are corpses? Mei Wenho was shocked. Shen Wengang couldn't hide this point, because after Miaoke rushed back from Mazhao, everything would inevitably be impossible to hide at the same time. He had greeted Luer in advance, so Luer didn't say anything at this moment. That's right, President Mei. Judging from the scene, There were no less than 300 or 400 zombie corpses. With just my sister and me, let alone 300 or 400, even 30 or 40 would be too much for us to handle. Presumably this is President May's arrangement. We are ashamed to accept it, Shen Wengang said. Mei Wenho didn't speak, and kept frowning. However, President May, there is something I don't know if I should say, Shen Wengang continued. Please speak, Mei Wenho replied. Since President May has such a team that can eliminate hundreds of zombies at once, why do you still need to recruit us to explore the situation in Moscow? Isn't this redundant? Shen Wengang asked the question. Asking such a question was also to further release a smokescreen in order to get rid of his suspicion. Haha. Brother Xiangang is overthinking it. How could I have such a team? Don't think too much, Mei Wenho explained with a smile, but his brows were still furrowed. He is very annoyed now. If it is true as Xiangang in front of him said, there are 300 or 400 zombie corpses at the scene, then his nunner is probably in mortal danger. Moreover, he really doesn't believe that these two people in front of him can eliminate hundreds of zombies and come back unscathed. These are zombies. Even a slight injury will lead to infection. If zombies were really so easy to eliminate, how could his nunner be infected and only be able to watch himself turn into a zombie step by step? But if it wasn't them, then who could it be? His statement is somewhat different from Miaoke's, but it's not completely inconsistent. Could it be that there are other forces in Moscow City? Chapter 54, Transporting Supplies. Mr. May, Shen Wengang called out, seeing Mei Wenho's silence. Brother Xiangang, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling well today. Let's chat later. I've already asked the kitchen to prepare something for you two. Please go and have something to eat first, Mei Wenho said, then winked at the young woman beside him. Before the young woman could speak, Shen Wengang continued, Mr. May, there's no need for the meal. Since you're not feeling well, please rest. We have other matters to attend to and will leave directly after receiving the commission, Shen Wengang said. No matter what, it won't take long to have a meal. Besides, the commissions are all in kind, and it will take some time to allocate them. You two should go and eat first. I won't accompany you, Mei Wenho said, then stood up and left, no longer engaging with him. This way, please. The young woman quickly walked over and said. Shen Wengang didn't say anything more, stood up, and followed the young woman toward the kitchen. Yusa Province, Moscow City, Milan resettlement. The 100 people recruited yesterday have all assembled. Niu Xingwang selected some literate and numerate individuals from the internal affairs group and assigned them tasks such as cashier, statistics, and warehouse management. The remaining people were responsible for escorting and security. The people in the external affairs group were mainly responsible for the transportation and security of supplies outside the city. With everything arranged, Niu Xingwang took the external affairs group to the command post to register with Team Leader Liao. Team Leader Liao received a message from Mayor Gong and also allocated a large truck to Niu Xingwang. 10,000 caddies of grain is only 5,000 kilograms, and one truck is enough. With all preparations complete, Niu Xingwang led the team out in a mighty manner. The highway was sparsely populated, and after the virus outbreak, there were even fewer vehicles on the road. Therefore, there were hardly any instances of abandoned vehicles blocking the road on the highway. It has now become one of the main ways to travel between cities. It's only about 80 kilometers from Milan town to Binzhou City. Although the highway is now covered with fallen leaves, affecting the speed, it still only took about 2 hours to arrive in an abandoned courtyard in the suburbs of Binjiang City. The truck stopped, and more than 40 people jumped out of the truck bed one after another, filling the yard. Everyone, line up in the yard and wait. Do not move around without orders, Niu Xingwang said. Yes, everyone replied in unison. After speaking, Niu Xingwang walked towards the house. Mr. Dongfang, you're here too, Niu Xingwang asked happily, seeing Dongfang Chen sitting inside. Just came out for a stroll. Here are 10,000 caddies of flour that were just transported, a total of 200 bags. Also brought some potatoes and cabbage, also about 10,000 caddies. These are 2 pigs, which had to be slaughtered and sealed to prevent mosquito bites, Dongfang Chen said with a smile. So much? Niu Xingwang said. It's not much. There are few people in the base now, and we can't eat that much. It's just sitting there anyway, Dongfang Chen said. Niu Xingwang nodded. Also, these 2 boxes are antigen tests. You must personally supervise them later and make sure everyone gets tested. The discarded needles must be collected to prevent anyone from hiding them, Dongfang Chen reminded. Okay, Niu Xingwang nodded in agreement. These are 100 sets of combat uniforms and camouflage uniforms. Distribute them as well. Wear them when going out on missions, okay? Mr. Dongfang, you are really too good to them, Niu Xingwang said with emotion. Alright, that's it then. I'll go back first, Dongfang Chen said, walking behind a cabinet in the inner room. The cabinet door closed automatically after Dongfang Chen left. Niu Xingwang moved the antigen tests to the art and said, Xiao Yinghua, go and close the gate. Xiao Yinghua quickly ran towards the gate. After the gate was closed, he returned to the line. Everyone listen up, this place is where I store supplies, and it's crucial to me. In order to prevent information from leaking, I have to make some preparations in advance. There is some medicine in these 2 boxes, 1 injection for each person, it must be done. After the injections, we will start working. Niu Xingwang said. The crowd was uneasy after hearing this. Boss Niu, what kind of medicine is this? Someone asked. Don't worry, it's just some antibiotics, it won't kill anyone. Xiao Yinghua, come over, take the medicine and give everyone an injection. After the injections, put all the discarded needles back in the box. Boss Niu ordered. Xiao Yinghua hesitated for a moment, but still stepped forward and opened the box. Although everyone was very reluctant, they reluctantly stretched out their arms when they saw others getting the injection soon. Everyone had been injected. Niu Xingwang checked the number of needles and then continued, I hope everyone understands. I am also forced to do this. The things here are related to my life and fortune, and I have no choice. Boss Niu, don't scare us, a man shouted. Don't worry, it's okay. 1 month, as long as nothing happens to my warehouse within 1 month, then naturally you'll be good, I'll be good, and everyone will be good. Niu Xingwang didn't say much on this topic, fearing it would provoke public anger. Then he distributed the clothes to everyone. After changing clothes, the whole team's spirit was completely renewed. Niu Xingwang raised a series of precautions regarding clothing before starting to move things out with so many people. Things went quickly. Soon the grain, vegetables, and pork were all loaded onto the truck. Afterwards, everyone got on the truck and returned to the resettlement. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 55, Food is brought back. Yusa Province, Mazao City, Suiyang Resettlement Center. Big brother, I'm back, Miaoke shouted as he rushed into the inner courtyard. How is it? Mei Wenho asked anxiously. Big brother, it's terrible. Hundreds of zombies inside are all dead. All dead, Miaoke said with fear and grief. Then what about Nana? Mei Wenho looked on expectantly. Young master, he's also dead, Miaoke replied. How could this happen? How could this happen? Hearing Miaoke's answer, Mei Wenho instantly lost strength and sat down on the chair, saying sadly, Big brother, it must be those 2 people. We must avenge young master. Miaoke began to stir up trouble. Did you actually see them walk into our shop? Mei Wenho asked weakly, seeking confirmation. Although I didn't see it, who else could it be besides them? Miaoke argued. Use your pig brain. Hundreds of zombies, just the 2 of them. Mei Wenho scolded angrily. Big brother, I have another discovery, Miaoke said awkwardly, quickly adding, what discovery? The zombies' heads are all rotten. They should have been shot by guns. Miaoke said he had never seen what a head shot by a gun looked like, but that didn't affect his deduction. Guns. Mei Wenho was frightened. Guns were not something everyone had, so he quickly asked, did you get spotted? No, absolutely not. From beginning to end, we didn't even see a single person, so we definitely wouldn't have been spotted. Miaoke shook his head. Mei Wenho was a little scared, afraid that it was done by people in the army. Because only they had guns. If he was found out to be tampering and raising zombies, then the trouble would be really big. He had to be careful now and not reveal any clues. Okay. That's good. Don't investigate this matter for now, and don't mention it to anyone outside, Mei Wenho instructed. Okay, big brother. What about those 2 people? Miaoke asked. You don't need to worry about this matter, go back first, Mei Wenho said. Okay, big brother. Then I'll leave first. Qing Yi, arrange for those 2 people to leave as soon as possible, Mei Wenho said to the young woman. Okay, Manager Mei. After the young woman left, Mei Wenho cried bitterly. Worthless. All worthless. My son. My poor son. Commander, the central hall has been upgraded. Good, start building the research lab, Dongfang Chen said. Yes, Commander. Brother, Can you tell me now? Luer asked as they walked down the road. Do you know why we were locked in the supermarket yesterday? Shen Wengang asked. Someone must have been trying to set us up. If I find out who it is, I will never let them go. Luer clenched her small fist and said fiercely, it was the other 3 people who went to Mazhao City with us. Shen Wengang said calmly, what? It's them? How is that possible? Didn't they go to the west? Could it be? Luer didn't dare to think further. That's right, they didn't go. Instead, they went ahead to ambush us, waiting for us to walk into the trap. Shen Wengang said, no way. Brother. Let's go back and reason with them. Luer was indignant and turned to go back. Don't go. We can't beat them yet. And from their conversation, I vaguely heard that the level 2 zombie was Mei Wenhua's son. Do you think he will treat us kindly after he knows that we killed his son? Shen Wengang stopped her. HMPH. These people are so hateful. They actually trick people into feeding zombies. They're not human at all. Luer stomped her feet angrily. Alright, let's go. Let's find a place to settle down first. Yusa Province, Mazhao City, Milan Resettlement Center. Boss Niu, welcome back. Mayor Gong heard that Boss Niu had brought back a truckload of grain and hurried over to greet him. Mayor Gong, you even came to greet me in person. Niu Xingwang quickly stepped forward to shake hands. You are a great contributor to our Milan, so I must personally welcome you. Mayor Gong said flatteringly. Mayor Gong, you're too kind. I'm just an ordinary businessman. I don't deserve to be called a great contributor. Niu Xingwang waved his hand. You deserve it. You deserve it. Mayor Gong said affirmatively. Mayor Gong, besides flour, I also saw a lot of fresh vegetables. At this time, Secretary Liu ran over in a hurry and said, really? Mayor Gong asked in surprise. Really? Cabbage. I saw it being unloaded from the truck. Basket after basket, all fresh cabbage, Secretary Liu said excitedly, spitting as he spoke. Boss Niu, you really have amazing connections. You can still get vegetables these days? Mayor Gong asked in surprise. Mayor Gong, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you in advance. This time, in addition to bringing 10,000 caddies of flour, I also brought 10,000 caddies of potatoes and cabbage, and also 2 live pigs, Niu Xingwang said, seemingly apologizing, but actually showing off. Wow. There are even pigs. Boss Niu, are these pigs okay? Mayor Gong asked quietly. Don't worry, they're fine. If Mayor Gong is worried, you can send someone to test them, Niu Xingwang guaranteed. Then there's no need. Since Boss Niu says there's no problem, then naturally there's no problem. Next, how do you plan to handle these supplies, Boss Niu? Mayor Gong said. Chapter 56 Mayor Gong's excitement. Mayor Gong, money is worthless these days. There's no point in me selling these goods. After all, the common people don't have anything I'm interested in, Boss Niu said, hitting the nail on the head. So, what are you suggesting? Mayor Gong was waiting for this. I want Mayor Gong to grant our Chamber of Commerce a special permit, Niu Xingwang said. What permit? A gun permit, Niu Xingwang said. What? Mayor Gong exploded. Was this Boss Niu trying to rebel? He wanted a gun permit? Asking for people or land would be fine, but guns, Mayor Gong, don't get excited, hear me out. Aren't we in a special period, dealing with things in a special way? Think about it, the common people don't have weapons, how can they possibly defeat the zombies? If things continue like this, the resettlement camp will be finished sooner or later. Rules are dead, people are alive, right? Don't you think so? Niu Xingwang said quietly. This idea of yours is too bold, I can't make the decision. How about this? I'll write a report and give feedback to the higher-ups. We can discuss it again when we have the results. What do you think? Mayor Gong asked. All right. Then I'll wait for Mayor Gong's news. But, you need to be quick. These vegetables won't be fresh if they're left for too long, Niu Xingwang reminded him. Definitely, Mayor Gong said, and hurried away. Yusa Province, Mazhao City, Suiyang Resettlement Camp late at night. Divine Envoy. I have failed the Divine Envoy. Nonner, he died. Mei Wenhua knelt on the ground and cried. Standing before him was a person wearing a deep red cloak, with a snow-white mask on their face. Mei Shanfeng, I already know about this matter. Such a big oversight, you are to blame, the person called Divine Envoy said. Divine Envoy, I know my mistake. Please punish me, Divine Envoy. Mei Wenhua knelt down, his nose almost touching the floor. Get up. After all, your son has died too, so I'll temporarily write it down this time. If there are any more mistakes next time, The two crimes will be punished together, the divine envoy said. Thank you, divine envoy. Mei Wenho kowtowed again, then stood up. This is this month's holy gift, take it. The divine envoy handed over a pill. Thank you, holy envoy. Thank you, divine envoy. Mei Wenho excitedly took the pill and swallowed it in one gulp. I heard that a new resettlement camp has been established in Milan town. Is that true? The divine envoy asked. Yes, divine envoy. Mei Wenho replied. Have you arranged for messengers to go there? Divine envoy. Not yet. The people of Milan town just moved here from Binjiang a day or two ago, and they are not locals of Mazhao. Mei Wenho replied. Develop messengers as soon as possible. I hope that the next time I come, you can give me a satisfactory answer. After the divine envoy finished speaking, they disappeared into the darkness. Respectfully seeing off the divine envoy, Mei Wenho lowered his head and saluted. Extremely respectful. Yusa Province, Mazhao City, Milan Resettlement Camp. Secretary Liu, why are you here? Niu Xingwang saw Secretary Liu coming and hurried to greet him. Is everything packed up? Secretary Liu looked around. There's nothing to pack, just roughly arranged. Is there something wrong? Secretary Liu, Niu Xingwang asked. Mayor Guang wants you to go over there. We can't use the phone now, so I can only come and tell you. Secretary Liu said. Now? Yes, now. Alright, let's go, soon. The two arrived at Mayor Gong's office. Mayor Guang, you were looking for me. Niu Xingwang walked into the office and asked. Xiao Liu, go out and close the door. Mayor Gong said. Secretary Liu nodded, closed the door, and went out. Boss Niu, I reported the matter you mentioned earlier to the higher-ups. The general idea from above is that although they are now encouraging organizations to spontaneously form defense forces, it is not good to set a precedent for distributing guns, Mayor Gong said. Mayor Gong may have misunderstood. I mean, as long as you allow gun ownership, I'll solve the gun problem myself, Niu Xingwang explained. You can still get guns? If that's the case, it's relatively easier to handle. However, such a big thing, just relying on these 10,000 caddies of grain and vegetables, I'm afraid it's not enough weight to make a difference? Mayor Gong said. Okay, he's starting to talk conditions. That means there's room for negotiation. Of course, this little bit of grain doesn't need guns to protect it. To be honest with Mayor Gong, what really needs protection is this. Niu Xingwang took out an antigen test from his pocket. This is, Mayor Gong asked. This is an antigen test. SPDV1 type neurotropic virus antigen serum injection, abbreviated as antigen serum, Boss Niu said clearly, word by word. What? Mayor Gong stood up unexpectedly. Anyone who hears about antigen serum for the first time will react this way. Boss Niu didn't speak, just quietly admiring Mayor Gong's expression. This feeling, wonderful. Boss Niu, you're not joking with me, are you? Mayor Gong asked again. Fun, dead, if, fa, lse. Niu Xingwang continued to act cool. Wait, let me calm down. Mayor Gong paced back and forth in the office, his face flushed. He once suspected that he was dreaming. Niu Xingwang was so happy. Go ahead and show off. Can't pretend anymore, right? That's the effect I wanted. Chapter 57. Taking Xiao Yinghu for a test. Boss Niu, you can't fake something like this, Mayor Gong asked again to confirm. I told you, it's genuine, Niu Xingwang replied calmly. How many do you have on hand? Mayor Gong asked. Niu Xingwang held up 2 fingers. 2 doses. Mayor Gong asked. Niu Xingwang nodded. These were the leftovers from the daytime. 43 people, 43 injections, leaving 2 doses. Boss Niu, name your conditions, Mayor Gong said. I said it before, a firearms permit. Without protective forces, this thing isn't safe, Niu Xingwang said without holding back. This was the moment for serious bargaining. I'll approve it. So, now, Mayor Gong inquired. In fact, the higher-ups had already issued a document stating that each settlement had complete authority to decide on the self-organization of civilian protective forces, without needing to report or apply. Mayor Gong simply wanted to use this opportunity to get Niu Xingwang to transport more food. Mayor Gong, this dose is for you. Niu Xingwang handed over the antigen. Mayor Gong tremblingly accepted it, as if receiving a priceless treasure. Mayor Gong, get it done now. It's not safe to keep it on hand, Niu Xingwang reminded him. Mayor Gong hesitated. He wasn't comfortable relying solely on Niu Xingwang's word. If Mayor Gong is worried, you can call Xiao Yinghu to have it tested. It's easy to find out if there are antibodies in his body, Niu Xingwang said. Xiao Yinghu got it, Mayor Gong asked in surprise. That's right. The 43 people in the field team all got it during the day. Mayor Guang, please understand, the guys are running around outside. I have to worry about their safety, right? Niu Xingwang said pretentiously. The corners of Mayor Gong's mouth twitched violently. This thing is so scarce, and you just gave it away? And used over 40 doses at once. Good heavens, inhumanely lavish. Boss Niu, aren't you afraid of danger, revealing such an important secret? Mayor Gong asked. The people in the field team don't know what I injected them with. The only person who knows about this is you, Mayor Guang. Mayor Guang surely understands that everything is the same. What you hold in your hand is a treasure, what you throw away is garbage. Wouldn't you agree, Mayor Guang? Niu Xingwang asked with a smile. Boss Niu truly has extraordinary courage and insight. I admire you. Mayor Gong complimented Niu Xingwang's little hint made it clear to him. If this antigen was real, then holding it in his hand meant infinite resources and opportunities. If it leaked out, not only would he needlessly attract trouble, but he wouldn't gain anything. They were both smart men and didn't need to be so explicit. Alright, Mayor Guang. It's getting late, so I won't disturb you any longer. Next, I'll be waiting for your permit, Niu Xingwang said, taking his leave. Boss Niu, take care, Mayor Gong replied politely. The next morning, Mayor Gong had someone call Xiao Yinghe over. Report, enter. Mayor Guang, you were looking for me, Xiao Yinghe asked. Yinghe, come, sit, Mayor Gong said amiably. Yes, Yinghe, are you settling in well at the Huituang Chamber of Commerce? Mayor Gong asked. It's alright. Have you discovered anything unusual? Mayor Gong asked. Mayor Guang, Xiao Yinghe hesitated to reveal anything. Niu Xingwang had said that if nothing happened to his warehouse within a month, then everyone would be fine. After returning, everyone had privately discussed that Niu Xingwang's implication was probably that if anything happened to the warehouse, everyone would be done for. He could not consider for himself, but he had to consider for so many others. Seeing Xiao Yinghe's reaction, Mayor Gong knew that this spy had become compromised. Yinghe, you can't be muddle-headed on matters of principle, Mayor Gong pointed out. Mayor Guang, I'm sorry. Yesterday, Boss Niu gave us some kind of injection without telling us what it was, saying that if nothing happened to his warehouse, everyone would be fine. So, if I reveal information to you, it might harm everyone, Xiao Yinghe explained. Oh, you're talking about that. It's alright. Boss Niu already told me about it yesterday. Everyone can rest assured, nothing will happen, Mayor Gong reassured him. Really? Then I'm relieved, Xiao Yinghe said, but still frowned. I called you here today also for this matter. Although Boss Niu said it's nothing, I still have to consider everyone's safety. You come with me to the medical area now, and I'll have someone give you a checkup, Mayor Gong said. Thank you, Mayor Guang, Xiao Yinghe said, standing up. Alright, no need to be so polite here. Let's go then. 1 hour later in a private office in the medical area, Mayor Guang, the results are out. Negative. A doctor walked over and said, does negative mean there's immunity or not? Mayor Gong didn't understand this. Yes, the doctor said. Good. That's great, Mayor Gong replied excitedly. Who is that just now? The doctor asked. Director Zhu. That was an asymptomatic carrier. Mayor Gong made up a lie. Another asymptomatic case. Director Zhu muttered in surprise. Oh? Director Zhu, have you seen other asymptomatic carriers before? Mayor Gong asked curiously. Yes, in August, at an underground base in Binzhou, Director Zhu said. Oh? Is that so? Alright then, Director Zhu, you can get back to work, Mayor Gong said, not understanding the implication. After Director Zhu left, he also hurriedly left the medical area, surrounded by several doctors. Chapter 58, Encounter in the Forest. Yinghe, I've reviewed the results, and there's really nothing to worry about. Let everyone focus on their work, Mayor Gong said to Xiao Yinghe after coming out. Thank you, Mayor Guang, Xiao Yinghe replied again. Alright, go get busy. Xiao Yinghe gave a military salute and then returned to the Huituang Chamber of Commerce. Not long after, Secretary Liu arrived. Secretary Liu, welcome, Niu Xingwang said with a smile. Boss Niu, I'm here to deliver a document to you. Honestly, I've been a secretary for so many years, and this is the first time I've seen something like this. Boss Niu, you're impressive. As he spoke, Secretary Liu took out a document from his briefcase. Hey, look at what you're saying. This is all thanks to our wise and unconventional Mayor Guang. Wouldn't you agree? Niu Xingwang flattered him. Secretary Liu didn't respond but instead asked, so, about the grain, Niu Xingwang carefully examined the firearm permit in his hand, along with a bright red seal in the lower right corner. After confirming it was correct, he was overjoyed. Secretary Liu, I'll have someone take it to the headquarters immediately. Look, the people are waiting for rice to cook, and these people are still dragging their feet. Xiao Yinghu. Xiao Yinghu. Where are you? Come over here quickly. Niu Xingwang immediately got to work, arranging for the moving of supplies. All right. Boss Niu, I won't disturb you any further, Secretary Liu said before turning to leave. Life is unpredictable. Not long ago, Boss Niu was a rat everyone wanted to beat, but in just half a month, he turned things around. He even has his own armed force with guns. Secretary Liu thought with emotion 10,000 caddies of grain is just a drop in the bucket for the hundreds of thousands of people in Milan town. But it represents more than just a full meal, it represents hope. When they saw the grain, they saw something to look forward to. Sichuan Province, Yundu City, Ening County in a Jizi mountain village. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Everyone, be quick about it, a scarred man shouted. 30 to 40 people ran back and forth, searching for things in various houses and among the bodies on the ground. Chirp, a subtle sound rang out, and a beam of blue light flashed by. A man suddenly froze and fell straight down. Immediately following, there was another chirp sound, and another man fell. The scarred man realized something was wrong and shouted, "Take cover! Take cover! Someone's in the woods!" Everyone began to run around, seeking cover and hiding. Chirp, a man who had just poked his head out was instantly shot in the head. Damn it! Who is it, sneaking around? Show yourself, the scarred man shouted from behind a rock. There was no response. Everyone, hide well and don't show your faces. The scarred man continued to shout for a moment. The two sides were at a standstill. The scarred man was very afraid. It was clear that the other side was using guns. Then, it was very likely that they were people from the army. A man suddenly shouted, "Chirp!" Immediately following the sound, the man who had just shouted was killed. Again, a shout, "Chirp!" Another man fell. The scarred man was depressed. What was going on? Why were these people shouting like idiots? Did they have a death wish? It was the mechanical dog going around, secretly attacking the hidden people. The man and the dog cooperated perfectly, quickly eliminating more than a dozen people. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The roar of a car came from afar. Dozens of soldiers with live ammunition quickly got out of the car and ran inside. Everyone freeze. Drop your weapons and raise your hands. The soldiers ordered. Those hiding behind cover felt as though they were seeing saviors and hurriedly ran out, raising their hands and lying on the ground. They didn't have guns, and facing so many soldiers, they had no choice but to surrender. All the soldiers were wearing masks, or rather, they were all wearing combat uniforms. It was Rong Po leading this Hanfeng assault team. "My dear, you can't go. How will I and the children live?" A woman ran in, climbed onto a corpse, and began to cry loudly. A 3-year-old boy was standing next to her. "Madam, please accept our condolences." A female officer wearing a hood stepped forward to comfort her. This person was Yan Fangfang. The woman ignored her and continued to cry loudly on the corpse. The soldiers gathered all the people together, forming a circle. Yan Fangfang turned her head to look at the mountains in the forest. A person stood out from the forest, also wearing a hood, and it was unknown who it was. The soldiers hurriedly raised their guns upon seeing this, but Yan Fangfang stopped them. She faced the person on the mountain, took 2 steps forward, her right hand formed a fist, the fist facing inward, pressed against her chest. Upon seeing this, the man on the mountain also formed a fist with his right hand, the fist facing inward, pressed against his chest. The two looked at each other for 5 seconds. Silently then the man turned and entered the forest, disappearing. "Instructor Yan, who is that?" A soldier walked over and asked. "A friend," Yan Fangfang replied simply. Without explanation the soldier nodded and didn't ask further. "Damn it. You sons of bitches. Are you even human? Huh? Killing people. I'll let you kill people." A soldier angrily cursed while kicking the scarred man squatting on the ground. This person was Rong Po. "Alright, stop hitting him. Look at you, do you even look like a soldier? You look like a bandit." Yan Fangfang stepped forward to stop him. "Instructor Yan, we can't let them off so easily. Damn it, killing people. I really want to kill them." Rong Po was about to curse but realized it was inappropriate and quickly changed his words. "Take them back first. The decision on how to deal with them will be made by the higher-ups." Yan Fangfang said. The dozen or so survivors were put on the car, and then they turned around and left. The woman who had been crying was also taken away. Chapter 59, Speaker attacked. More than 10 days passed in a flash. December 31st, 2054, New Year's Eve, capital of China, Kyoto City, Parliament Building, Speaker's Office. Old Yan, sit down, the Speaker said. Okay, Old Yan, do you think it's time to summarize the emergency plan? The Speaker asked. I think it's about time. After so many days, we've basically considered all the points we need to consider, Yan Zhangping replied. The Speaker nodded. Old Yan, we're old comrades in arms. Tell me the truth. Do you know who leaked the information to us? The Speaker asked. Brother Bailey, I really don't know, Yan Zhangping denied. Really? The Speaker didn't believe him. Really? Yan Zhangping stared and replied confidently. All right, never mind, I asked. The Speaker leaned back in his chair and said indifferently, Brother Bailey, Kyoto has a large population, and it's not a long-term solution to keep it under martial law. After the new year, the temperature will gradually rise, and there may be trouble then. Yan Zhangping changed the subject. Old Yan, I've thought about this issue. But now is not the right time. If the parliament withdraws from Kyoto, it will greatly affect the confidence of various places in resisting the virus. Moreover, the Longtan base in the suburbs of Kyoto is already under construction and will be completed in about 2 months. Don't worry, nothing will happen, the Speaker said. Okay, Yan Zhangping said. Old Yan, you should go back and see your family during the 7-day New Year holiday. I won't keep you here. See you after the holiday, the Speaker said. Okay, see you after the holiday. Freedom Avenue, where the Parliament building is located, 21:30 in the evening. The car was driving slowly, and the Speaker sat in the back seat, closing his eyes to rest. Bang! The vehicle clearing the way in front made a loud noise and flew out of the lane. Squeal! The vehicles behind quickly braked. Bang! Another car was knocked away. What's going on? The Speaker was awakened and asked. Speaker, we're under attack. Please sit tight, the driver said, turning the steering wheel and flooring the accelerator. Quickly driving forward. Xiao Wang, drive to the military headquarters, the Speaker ordered. Okay, Speaker, Xiao Wang replied. But his tone was a little strange. You're not Xiao Wang. Speaker Bailey G felt uneasy, but before he could get up, he felt a blur before his eyes and passed out. 2 hours later, the car drove back to the military headquarters. At this time, the military headquarters was in chaos due to the tight power supply. Traffic lights and civilian surveillance cameras on the road had long been shut down. The military headquarters security system did not cover the entire Kyoto, but was only deployed in a few key security locations. Therefore, a large number of people could only be sent out to conduct a carpet search. The commander is back. A soldier came in to report in the Central Military Region. Everyone addressed Bailey G by his title of Commander of the Central Military Region, and did not call him Speaker. This was also an unwritten rule. What? Where? An officer shouted. He's already entered the military district and is almost at the headquarters, the soldier replied. Good. That's good. Let's go out and greet him, the officer said and ran out soon. The car stopped in front of the headquarters building. All the waiting officers and soldiers stood at attention and saluted. The driver got out of the car, opened the rear door, and Bailey G stepped out of the car. Commander, are you alright? The officer stepped forward and hurriedly asked. I'm fine. Everyone has worked hard. Go back and rest, Bailey G said and walked into the building. The officers and soldiers no longer watched and went back to their respective posts inside an interrogation room. Xiao Wang sat on the interrogation chair. Wang Yang, you must explain clearly, word for word, where the car went during those 2 hours, the interrogating officer said, his tone not very stern, but more persuasive. Yes. After discovering the attack, I was worried about being surrounded, so I quickly left a convoy and continued forward along Freedom Avenue. The Speaker asked me to drive directly back to the military headquarters, so I turned south when I reached Linjing Street. But before I could go far, 2 cars drove out from both sides of the road, driving against the traffic towards me. I could only make a decisive decision and turn the car into Lee Family Alley. In this way, I weaved around in the city before finally shaking them off and driving the car back. As the driver Wang Yang described the scene at the time, the interrogator in charge of recording was quickly taking notes. Did you notice the license plate numbers of the other vehicles? No. The speed was too fast. I didn't dare to be distracted, since the other party was prepared, and it sounds like they were planning to force you to take certain routes. How were you still able to break out of their encirclement smoothly? The interrogator asked. I think they shouldn't be locals of Kyoto. They are not familiar with the routes. Wang Yang thought for a moment and replied, okay, that's all for today's interrogation. You can go back now. We will verify all the situations you mentioned one by one. I hope you don't hide anything. I wouldn't dare. Also, during this period, your work will be temporarily suspended, and someone else will replace you. Before the matter is clarified, I hope you can stay at home all the time, do not go out, and do not contact anyone. To avoid complicating the issue, I hope you understand and cooperate. Okay, I understand. Chapter 60 Mutant Experiment. Afterward, the guard company split up and conducted a thorough investigation based on the route mentioned by the driver, Wang Yang, analyzing the tire tracks left at the scene, which basically matched his description. Company commander, we've checked everything, the situation is confirmed, a soldier reported upon entering. The company commander nodded, his brow furrowed, and remained silent. Although the results made the situation clear, he had a nagging feeling that things weren't that simple. Such an attack was clearly premeditated, with even the commander's itinerary known. It shouldn't have ended so anticlimactically. Has the vehicle been inspected? The guard company commander asked. It's been checked. Apart from some bumps and scrapes, there are no other issues, the soldier replied. Place Wang Yang under 24-hour secret surveillance, the company commander ordered. Yes, the soldier said before retreating. Have any of the attackers been captured? The company commander asked another soldier beside him. They all got away. They're incredibly skilled and possess immense strength, impervious to blades and bullets. They don't seem like normal people, the soldier said. Frustrated, the company commander was aware of this. Those individuals could hurl a car with their bare hands, and bullets had no effect on them. It was very strange. This attack was bizarre in every aspect, beyond their comprehension. Therefore, the matter was submitted to the Military Affairs Department. January 1, 2055 AD, Morning, Kyoto, Military Affairs Department, Director Liu. Based on the materials, it seems like these people are mutants. Director Liu Fiaying, a member of the council, is the current director of the Military Affairs Department. Mutants were something they had only recently discovered after the virus outbreak. The Military Affairs Department established a special secret team, drawing in top experts from related fields in the Cultural Affairs Department and the Health Department, to conduct specialized research on various topics such as the virus's origin, characteristics, antigens and antibodies. Whether it was a biochemical weapon attack by hostile forces, and the study of zombie characteristics not long ago, asymptomatic carrier number 017 in the laboratory isolation zone suddenly went berserk during a routine test. Fortunately, he remained conscious and was quickly brought under control immediately afterward. The researchers conducted in-depth testing on carrier 017, but all indicators such as blood, respiration, heartbeat, and organs were perfectly normal. The leader of the secret team had a sudden idea and requested the transfer of 12 Special Forces soldiers to conduct multiple rounds of one-on-one PK experiments with carrier 017. The results of the first experiment were not ideal. 017 was just an ordinary 28-year-old citizen with no combat training, so he was easily defeated each time. The only strange thing was that 017's stamina was unimaginable, especially resistant to beatings. The results of the second experiment were completely different. 017 possessed strong learning abilities, quickly mastering basic combat skills, leading to the defeat of all 12 Special Forces soldiers in one-on-one situations. These experimental results greatly exceeded the team leader's expectations. Subsequently, after obtaining permission, they conducted multiple rounds of one-on-many combat experiments. The experimental results were encouraging. 017 grew rapidly. His strength, speed, and explosiveness all increasing linearly. Soon, he could easily prevail against the combined attacks of 12 Special Forces soldiers. They wondered if every asymptomatic carrier would develop such abilities, so they conducted similar experiments on several other asymptomatic carriers. Unfortunately, not every asymptomatic carrier possessed such abilities. To make it easier to distinguish, they gave these carriers with special abilities a new name. Mutants. Faced with these experimental results, the high-level officials of the Military Affairs Department attached great importance to them and demanded that specialized research be conducted on mutants. The investigation data submitted by the Central Military District last night showed that several attackers could hurl cars with their bare hands, which made him suspect that the attackers might be mutants. If they are mutants, then this problem is thorny. Who could gather so many mutants in such a short period? Director Liu frowned as he pondered. Then what should we do now? The secretary next to him asked. Let's go to the Central Military District, Director Liu said, quickly heading out. Kyoto, Central Military District Headquarters. Chairman, The attackers yesterday may have been mutants, Director Liu reported. I can see that, the chairman replied calmly. Chairman, are you alright? Director Liu sensed that the chairman's tone was off. I'm fine. Are there any suspects? The chairman asked, straightening his posture. Not yet. Since the other party has the ability to gather so many mutants, they must have a significant background. It's very likely a foreign force, Director Liu voiced his speculation. Head, is that so? Shipping and waterway connections with foreign countries have been suspended. How could anyone sneak in? You don't need to investigate this line for now. Let's discuss it at the meeting after New Year's Day. Your primary task is still the several projects you have in hand. I hope you can quickly conduct comprehensive research on mutants and figure out the mutation mechanism. Now it seems that the combat power of mutants cannot be underestimated. Mutants, the chairman thought for a moment and continued, like this, send some people to all the resettlement centers across the country to conscript all asymptomatic carriers. Screen out all the mutants and establish a special task force called Dark Knight. Be quick, we are already one step behind. Yes, Director Liu said excitedly. Chapter 61 Rongpo's face. Commander, the research lab has been built. According to the mission plan, there are two options next, Quantum Communication Lab and Main Control Lab. Which one should we build first? Xiaolin asked. Build the Main Control Lab first. The number of drone robots must be increased. The current efficiency is too low, Dongfang Chen replied. Yes, Commander, the function of the Main Control Lab is similar to a beehive in the base. It can perform multi-threaded division of labor for the functions of drone robots. That is to say, drone robots can be divided into multiple groups to perform multiple different tasks simultaneously. However, unlike the beehive, the Main Control Lab cannot produce drone robots, it can only control them. If you need to increase the number of drone robots, you must have a production lab. However, the production lab requires the Main Control Lab as a prerequisite, so the Main Control Lab must be built first. How many safe houses have been built so far? 3 have been completed. Okay, Commander, Fang Ho is requesting a call, Xiaolin reported. Answer it. Hey, boss. We've almost finished collecting the crystal cores here, and everyone wants to exchange for another batch of equipment. When is it convenient for you? Yan Fangfang asked. How many are there? Dongfang Chen asked. About 20,000, Yan Fangfang replied. That many? Dongfang Chen was surprised. It's only been about 20 days, and they've collected so many crystal cores, averaging 1,000 a day. Yes, boss. During this time, everyone has been resting, but their clothes haven't. 3 platoons are working in 3 shifts, 24 hours a day in combat, Yan Fangfang said embarrassedly. Good heavens, even a donkey in a production team couldn't work like this. Aren't you afraid that zombies will pounce on you at night? Dongfang Chen asked, clicking his tongue. We have heavy firepower, we even drove out the tanks, Yan Fangfang said excitedly. Amazing. You guys are really amazing. You're simply risking your lives for crystal cores. Dongfang Chen admired them wholeheartedly. There's no other way, the soldiers are all crazy. They've been cooped up in the military camp for several months, unable to kill zombies, unable to avenge their comrades, unable to protect their homes. Everyone was holding their breath. Now that they see hope, they're all risking their lives to go on, Yan Fangfang said, her voice a little choked. Things will get better, everything will be fine. Okay, I'll send you the new transaction location later, and we'll trade there. You can come anytime, just come directly, Dongfang Chen said. Okay, boss, Yan Fangfang said and hung up the phone. That afternoon, 5 helicopters arrived in the suburbs of Binsao City to facilitate the landing of the helicopters. Dongfang Chen deliberately arranged a relatively open location. Instructor Yan, I heard that the entire southeast military region has withdrawn north. Are there still people here? Rongpo followed and saw that it was Binsao territory, and he was puzzled. Don't talk so much nonsense, look more and talk less, Yan Fangfang replied unceremoniously. Looking around, Yan Fangfang walked into courtyard. Welcome home, Dongfang Chen said with a smile, standing in the courtyard. Wow. Boss, why did you run out? It's very dangerous outside, you go back quickly. Yan Fangfang was happy at first when she saw Dongfang Chen, but then she said seriously it wasn't entirely out of concern, there was another reason. Dongfang Chen couldn't have any accidents. Everyone's hopes were pinned on him alone. If something happened to him, everyone would be lost in this riddled world. It can't be that bad, Sister Yan. Don't I even have the chance to come out for some fresh air? This is not even as good as a prisoner in jail, Dongfang Chen said with a wry smile. No, go in quickly. Yan Fangfang didn't listen at all and pushed him into the door. Well, she's having another attack of the Holy Mother disease. Wait a minute. I haven't counted the crystal cores yet. I'll suffer a big loss if there aren't enough, Dongfang Chen said helplessly, holding onto the door frame. Why are you so greedy for money? Will the 200,000 strong army of the Southwest military region be short of your few pennies? Yan Fangfang continued to scold him. Yan Fangfang. I'm warning you, don't push me. Dongfang Chen pretended to be angry. Instructor Yan, is it here? Rong Po shouted as he walked in, but quickly lowered his voice when he saw the scene in front of him. Instructor Yan, did I come at the wrong time? Rong Po was a little cowardly. This scene was a little indecent, having seen something he shouldn't have. Wouldn't Instructor Yan silence him? Rong Po felt a burst of guilt. Rong Po's shout interrupted the two people's argument. Yan Fangfang quickly retracted her hand and straightened her clothes. Dongfang Chen walked out of the door, his face not red and his breathing not hurried. As if nothing had happened. Are you Rong Po? Dongfang Chen said. You know me. Rong Po was puzzled. He had never seen the young man in front of him, and he was wearing a hood. How could he recognize him? Of course, I know you. You're the captain of this Hanfeng commando team, Dongfang Chen said with a smile. Instructor Yan, who is he? Rong Po turned to ask Yan Fangfang, ignoring Dongfang Chen. He is the boss here, Yan Fangfang replied. Boss? Could it be? Rong Po was very surprised. Was the boss so young? That's right, Yan Fangfang replied. Hello, boss. Boss is so handsome. Rong Po immediately changed his face and went up to shake hands. Even Yan Fangfang was dumbfounded by this operation. Rong Po, where is your face? If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 62 Meeting Gift. Look. Captain Rong still has a discerning eye, much better than some people, Dongfang Chen said with a smile while shaking hands with Rong Po. His tone sarcastic. Yan Fangfang was furious. Boss, speaking of a discerning eye, it has to be you. No one has ever praised me like this except you. Rong Po shamelessly continued to flatter him. Rong Po, you? Yan Fangfang couldn't bear it anymore. Hey, look at you. It's our first meeting, and I didn't prepare any gifts. Here, I'll give you this, Dongfang Chen said, rummaging in his pocket, and finally pulled out an antigen test. You? Yan Fangfang pointed at the two of them, wanting to say something, but couldn't at this moment. She really wanted to snatch the antigen test. Oh? What is this? Rong Po took the antigen test and looked it over in his hands. It's an antigen test. Don't drop it, Yan Fangfang reminded him, watching eagerly from the side. Antigen test? What's an antigen test? Rong Po didn't understand it all. He would understand if you said it was for a beating. It's a vaccine, Yan Fangfang replied disdainfully, thinking he should understand if she translated it as a vaccine. Vaccine? Boss, why are you giving me a vaccine? Rong Po's first reaction was a bit of confusion. He'd heard of people giving cigarettes and alcohol, but never heard of anyone giving vaccines at a first meeting. But as soon as he said that, he realized, what? Vaccine? Could this be a vaccine against a virus? Rong Po exclaimed, asking. That's right, Dongfang Chen replied with a smile. Oh my dear mother. A vaccine? They've created this thing now? Is it fake? Rong Po stared at the vaccine in his hand, and after a moment of emotion, asked suspiciously, Rong Po, if you don't want it, you can give it to me. Yan Fangfang said, don't. This is a gift from the boss. I'm just asking. Rong Po quickly hid it on his body, afraid it would be snatched away. Boss, do you have any more? Give me a few more, Rong Po asked shamelessly. Yes, but you can only exchange them for crystal cores, Dongfang Chen replied with a smile. How many crystal cores? Rong Po asked. 200 crystal cores each? Dongfang Chen replied. 200. Rong Po was shocked. A set of combat clothing was only 100 crystal cores, and one antigen test cost 200. This was also because of the difference in status and different considerations. Yan Xiangping's first reaction at the time was that it was cheap, because many people cherished their lives and would buy it no matter how expensive it was. Rong Po was looking at the crystal cores. If one person were to collect 200 crystal cores, it wouldn't be easy to collect them in a short time. Hearing this price, Rongpo quickly covered his pockets, looking at Yan Fangfang like he was guarding against a thief. Dongfang Chen had actually come specifically to meet Rongpo. After the sleepers gradually sent new people over, a group of instructors was needed to train them, and the most suitable candidates were Yan Xiangping's Yanfeng assault team. He was here to buy people's hearts in advance. Alright, hurry up and trade. It's getting dark, Dongfang Chen said. No longer joking, Rongpo went out to have everyone bring in the crystal cores. 4 boxes, filled with crystal cores, 5,000 in each box, a total of 4 boxes. Rongpo said it was also the first time Dongfang Chen had seen so many crystal cores. From a distance, they looked like boxes of gems. He certainly wouldn't count them one by one, but instead poured them all into a card. In less than a minute, he received the result reported by Xiaolin in his ear, 20,013. Since the quantity was correct, he pushed out another card from inside, which contained 100 sets of combat clothing. Here are 100 sets of combat clothing. We are now even, Dongfang Chen said to Yan Fangfang. Yan Fangfang nodded in agreement. After the transaction was completed, the group left, and Dongfang Chen returned to the base Sichuan Province, Yundu City, Southwest Military Region Headquarters. Instructor Yan, you should take this, Rongpo said to Yan Fangfang. Give it to me? That's not like you. Yan Fangfang wondered what kind of person was Rongpo? How could anyone get any benefits from him? Look at what you're saying. What kind of style do I have? I've always been selfless, Rongpo said, lying through his teeth. Speak human, Yan Fangfang said disdainfully. Hey. It's just one. I can't possibly take it first. It would affect unity. If I'm going to take it, I'll take it with the brothers. Rongpo told the truth. He was unwilling to be special in front of his brothers. So, you mean I'm affecting unity? Yan Fangfang retorted. Ah. Instructor Yan, have you already taken it? Rongpo reacted. What? Is that not allowed? Yan Fangfang retorted. Yes, yes, yes. But I still don't want this. Rongpo still refused. You have to take it even if you don't want it. Do you think the boss is giving it to you casually? Yan Fangfang said. What do you mean? Rongpo didn't understand. He's a big miser. Would he give you something for free? If you don't take the vaccine, it might ruin his plan, Yan Fangfang said. What? Rongpo was even more confused. He was Commander Yan's soldier, a soldier of the Southwest Military Region, not the clothing boss's soldier. Did he need to carry out his plan? You don't need to know this. You only need to know that taking the vaccine will allow you to deal with zombies better and protect your soldiers better. Understand? Yan Fangfang enlightened him. Okay. Rongpo agreed in a daze. What's going on? Why is Instructor Yan acting strangely? If there were good things in the past, wouldn't she have snatched them away? This time, she's actively giving it to him, and she doesn't even want it? And she's being all mystical and inexplicable. Chapter 63. Forming a mercenary guild. Yusu Province, Mo City, Merlin Resettlement Center, Bosnia. This used to be the best guest house in Merlin Town, 3 stories in total, decorated in a quaint style. From today onwards, consider it the office location for your Huituang Chamber of Commerce. Mayor Gong and Niu Xingwang chatted while touring the guest house. That's very kind of you, Mayor Gong. Still keeping my little matter in mind, Niu Xingwang said politely. It's nothing. You've made a great contribution to our Merlin town. Your affairs are our affairs, Mayor Gong said. Rest assured, Mayor Gong, our Huituang Chamber of Commerce will definitely do more good and practical things for the people, Niu Xingwang guaranteed. Good. With those words from you, I can rest assured, Mayor Gong said happily. The real reason for his happiness was having control over the antigen supply. As long as he firmly grasped this line, he would firmly grasp his career path. Therefore, the affairs of the Huituang Chamber of Commerce were the top priority in his mind. Boss Niu, have there been any new developments recently? Mayor Gong asked quietly. Mayor Gong, there actually is. Boss Niu moved closer and replied in a low voice. Come, let's go inside and talk. Mayor Gong walked into the office. Mayor Gong, it's like this. I'm planning to open a rental business, Niu Xingwang said. A rental business? Renting what? Mayor Gong asked. Renting clothing and firearms, Niu Xingwang said. Boss Niu, aren't you playing this a bit too big? Mayor Gong frowned. Currently, the Huituang Chamber of Commerce was allowed to possess firearms because Mayor Gong had issued the permit, and also because they had implicitly established a mutually beneficial relationship. However, Renting guns to others was a bit inappropriate, Mayor Guang. Let me explain it to you. The clothing I have isn't the ordinary kind that people wear, but combat suits. With the protection of combat suits, ordinary zombies can't harm people at all. In that case, wouldn't we be able to actively attack and hunt zombies? If the nearby zombies are cleared out, wouldn't our resettlement center be safer? Boss Neo explained softly. The reasoning is correct. But have you considered that if people have guns, it could easily lead to riots? The safety of the common people would not be guaranteed. That's one thing. Furthermore, can ordinary people who haven't been trained actually kill zombies? I heard that even the military isn't going out anymore. Can we do it? Mayor Gong raised his concerns. Of course, we can't rent to just anyone. My suggestion is to establish a mercenary guild and then register everyone who wants to go out and hunt zombies under their real names. Only registered individuals can be issued gun permits and rent equipment. This way, with the management of the mercenary guild, problems like riots won't occur. As for whether they have the ability to kill zombies, that's not our concern. If they don't have what it takes, they won't be able to make a living as mercenaries, don't you think? Boss Neo patiently persuaded. Mayor Gong frowned, repeatedly considering it. After thinking it over, he felt the problem wasn't too big. His biggest responsibility in this was actually the issue of issuing gun permits. There were already clear documents from above stating that each resettlement center could independently decide on its defensive measures without having to apply upwards. So, he had almost no risk. Also, Boss Neo, what's your motive for renting clothes to everyone to kill zombies? And why would they rent your equipment to go out and kill zombies? Mayor Gong thought about the question from another angle and asked his doubts. For this, Boss Neo took out a crystal core from his pocket the day after Niu Xingwang received the gun permit. He took people to the safe house to collect 100 laser guns. The crystal core was also taken back when he collected the laser guns. This is, of course, Mayor Gong didn't know, this thing is called a crystal core, and it grows in the heads of zombies. This thing has many uses, and I can recycle it here, Niu Xingwang said. So, you're letting everyone go out to kill zombies to collect this thing? Mayor Gong asked. That's right. Mayor Gong, aren't you always curious about where the antigens in my hand come from? To tell you the truth, making antigens also requires this thing, Niu Xingwang explained. I see. Mayor Gong nodded. Mayor Gong, I wouldn't take on a job I couldn't handle. Crystal cores are important, but human lives are also important. Niu Xingwang, can't do the kind of thing where I exchange human lives for crystal cores. You can rest assured about that, Niu Xingwang continued to explain. So, crystal cores can not only be used to rent your equipment, but also to buy other things, Mayor Gong asked. Mayor Gong, you're absolutely right. That way, I can recycle the crystal cores and convert them into currency, so the entire economy of Merlin can be revitalized, Niu Xingwang said excitedly. Mayor Gong thought it over again and again, and finally made a decision. Alright, let's do it this way. However, the currency still needs to be controlled by our officials. No problem, Niu Xingwang readily agreed. Chapter 64, The Wrong Enemy. The next day, some uninvited guests arrived at a Merlin resettlement area. The leader was none other than Mei Wenho from the Suyang resettlement area. Boss Mei, please have a seat, Mayor Gong said. Thank you, Mayor Gong. Mei Wenho gracefully sat down. I wonder what brings Boss Mei to me so suddenly, Mayor Gong asked. Last night, the mayor of Moscow had given him a satellite phone call in advance, and also briefly introduced the specific situation of Mei Wenho. However, his words revealed a hint of displeasure. Was a big businessman from Moscow coming to Merlin as a money-scattering boy? He wasn't willing, but he also wouldn't stop it. Mayor Gong was also puzzled. In these years, all sorts of strange things happened. How had Merlin become so desirable? If it were in the past, he would definitely be happy. But now it was different. He had Niu Xingwang. If another Mei Wenho came, things might backfire. After all, Merlin was within Moscow's territory. He, a dignified mayor, was now, strictly speaking, still living under someone else's roof, so he had to show some respect. It's nothing much. I was just thinking that Mayor Gong is new here, so I came to see if there was anything Mei could do to help, Mei Wenho said with a smile. President Mei is too kind. Everything is fine, so there's no need for Boss Mei to worry. Mayor Gong directly declined before Mei Wenho could even open his mouth. Mei Wenho was immediately stunned. Was he being so arrogant? Refusing benefits that were offered? But in an instant, he adjusted his attitude again and said with a smile, that's good, that's good. Everyone says that Mayor Gong is good at governing, and these words are indeed true. You may not know, but May is actually a native of Merlin. This time, in addition to paying a visit, I also want to revisit my homeland to relieve my homesickness. I wonder if Mayor Gong can allow me to stay in Merlin for a couple of days. What utter bullshit about homesickness, it's just a few steps away, you can come whenever you want? What's the need for homesickness? You can stay if you want, just don't cause trouble. He said, so that's how it is, then there's no problem, it doesn't matter if you stay a few more days. But Boss May, I have to warn you in advance, wealth should not be flaunted, you must pay attention to safety. Although Merlin's security is still okay, it's hard to guarantee that there won't be a few fools. Then I thanked Mayor Gong. After Mei Wenho thanked him and left, Mayor Gong said to Secretary Liu, arrange for a few people to keep an eye on them and see what they're really doing in Merlin. Okay, Secretary Liu replied. Merlin's conditions were actually much better than Suiyang's. The narrow streets crisscrossed each other, with antique-style buildings on both sides, which used to be shops, but now they were all used as housing. If everyone squeezed together, accommodating hundreds of thousands of people would not be a problem. Therefore, temporary tents were hardly used in the beginning. For some unknown reason, Merlin was given to outsiders who moved from Binjiang. Mei Wenho walked along the streets of Merlin ancient town with a group of followers, thinking as he walked, President Mei, something's not right. The woman next to him said softly, what's wrong? Mei Wenho asked. President Mei, look at those people over there, what they're carrying is guns. The young woman reminded him. Mei Wenho seemed to realize something and quickly looked up. That's right, it was guns. He clenched his fists tightly, his teeth grinding. So it's them. Mei Wenho finally knew who had killed his nunner. He was wondering, he hadn't heard of any troops operating in Ma Zhao, and he had been afraid to inquire. Now he finally understood, it turned out to be this bunch of peasants. In fact, this was just a misunderstanding, but Mei Wenho would not think that way. Qing Yi, go and find out who they belong to, Mei Wenho asked the young woman. Wrong. Qing Yi responded and left. 5 minutes later, President Mei, I found out, they are from the Huatuang Chamber of Commerce. Wrong. Qing Yi replied. Huatuang Chamber of Commerce. Mei Wenho had never heard of it. This Huatuang Chamber of Commerce was just established not long ago. The boss used to do real estate business in Binjiang. His surname is Niu, and his name is Niu Xingwang. Niu Xingwang. Good, I'll remember it. Let's go back. Mei Wenho turned around and walked back at the entrance of the Merlin resettlement area. President Mei, why are you suddenly leaving? Secretary Liu had just returned to the office when he heard that Mei Wenho is preparing to leave, so he hurried over again. Oh, Secretary Liu. Something suddenly came up that I need to go back and deal with. I'll come again when I have the chance. Mei Wenho forced a smile. Ah. Is that so? Then okay. President Mei, be careful. Secretary Liu didn't try to persuade him to stay. 3 off-road vehicles sped away. 3 days later, Boss Niu, long time no see. Niu Xingwang was busy preparing for the mercenary guild when he suddenly heard someone calling him from behind, and hurriedly turned around. Lao Zhang, Niu Xingwang shouted excitedly, ran over and gave him a big bear hug. Why is it you who came? Wasn't it supposed to be Neptune? Niu Xingwang asked. Neptune was Ling Zhenhe. Everyone had to use code names in public and couldn't call out real names. Niu Xingwang blurted out Lao Zhang as soon as he opened his mouth, but since he had already said it, it wasn't easy to change his words. Let's find a quiet place to talk, Brother Zhang said. Okay, let's go. Niu Xingwang led Brother Zhang to an office. Chapter 65. Dongfang Chen comes out. I also received a notice a few days ago, saying that you plan to establish a mercenary guild here. The boss thought I would be a suitable candidate for the guild leader, so he asked me to come back. Zhenhe has a new mission and has rushed to Kyoto, Brother Zhang said. Niu Xingwang nodded. Just as he was about to speak, his bone wheat rang. It was Dongfang Chen calling. Hello, Mr. Dongfang. Niu Xingwang answered the phone. Brother Niu, Chu Hangping just reported a new situation that concerns you, Dongfang Chen said. Oh? Concerns me? Niu Xingwang asked. Puzzled. Chu Hangping's code name is Sparrow, and he is stationed at the Huailing resettlement in Huaizhao. How could he have news related to me? Niu Xingwang wondered. Yes, he has infiltrated a sect called the Red Robe Sect. Just now, he got news that 3 enforcers will secretly go to Milan. Their target is you, Dongfang Chen said. Red Robe Sect? What kind of sect is that? Why are they targeting me? Niu Xingwang felt baffled. It's not clear yet. Let's wait for his further news. You should prepare early and don't be careless, Dongfang Chen replied. Okay, Niu Xingwang agreed. By the way, is Brother Zhang there yet? Dongfang Chen asked. He just arrived. Good. Then you guys discuss how to deal with it. I'll call you again if there's any news. With that, Dongfang Chen hung up the phone. Boss Niu, what happened? Brother Zhang asked with a frown. Just now, Mr. Dongfang called and said that a group called the Red Robe Sect has sent 3 enforcers to Ma Zhao, preparing to deal with me. Niu Xingwang replied. Red Robe Sect? Brother Zhang exclaimed in surprise. What? Lao Zhang, have you heard of them? Boss Niu asked. Not only have I heard of them, but I've also fought them once, Brother Zhang said. When? Where? Boss Niu continued to ask. Before New Year's Day, in Kyoto. I encountered them inadvertently at the time. There were 5 of them, all wearing dark red cloaks and masks, and they were in a hurry. As soon as I was about to step forward to inquire, they attacked directly. All 5 of them were very skilled. If I'm not mistaken, they should all be mutants, and mutants who have mastered abilities. Fortunately, I had already awakened my ability at that time, and they couldn't keep me. It's also possible that they had an urgent mission and didn't want to stay, Brother Zhang briefly explained. Does Mr. Dongfang know about this situation? Niu Xingwang asked. Yes. I reported it at the time. The boss only said one sentence, be careful, Brother Zhang replied. It seems that we still know very little about this world, Niu Xingwang exclaimed. Indeed. But we must be careful in dealing with this matter. That's right. I'll take you out to meet everyone later. These people are all newly recruited veterans, a total of 100 people. The people in the field operations team have already been vaccinated, and this part will be assigned to you to command. Niu Xingwang took Zhang Yuanqi to the first floor lobby and had everyone gather. He told everyone that Bian Xiao is a newly recruited employee, formerly a special forces soldier. He would be fully responsible for the affairs of the mercenary guild from now on, and all 43 members of the field operations team were assigned to the mercenary guild. Good. From now on, all field missions of our Huituang Chamber of Commerce will be fully handled by the mercenary guild. Afterward, Niu Xingwang led Shen Wengang to the mercenary guild's office location. Tianshan, I'll leave the mercenary guild to you to manage from now on. In front of everyone, Niu Xingwang shook hands with Zhang Yuanqi as a gesture and said, Don't worry, Boss Niu, I won't let you down. Zhang Yuanqi replied with a smile. 2 days later, January 7th, 2055 AD. Xiaolin, is it okay now? We're armed to the teeth, so there's definitely no problem, Dongfang Chen said with a smile. Commander, Xiaolin was about to dissuade him, but was interrupted. All right. I know. My safety is of great significance, and I can't take risks easily. I'm tired of hearing it. But you have to understand that I'm a human, not a robot. I can't stay in a confined space for thousands or tens of thousands of years like you guys. You should adjust the plan properly during this period and give me more scenes. I can't always hide in the base. Dongfang Chen complained he had really been bored to death during this time. The only opportunity to stretch his legs was when someone came to the safe house. Anyway, no matter who came, he would quickly go out and take a glance. Okay, the time is almost up, I should leave. By the way, the main control pod should be ready soon, right? After the main control pod is built, start building the production pod directly, and you don't need to report to me. Okay, Commander. Well, contact me through Boneweed if anything happens. That's it. With that, Dongfang Chen left the office. Lang Li Zhelang. Dongfang Chen walked on the cluttered road, humming a song with an unknown name. Stop. Dongfang Chen was enjoying himself when someone suddenly shouted from behind. Huh? Dongfang Chen turned his head. Hey kid, who are you from? What are you doing wandering around here? A burly man asked sternly. Chapter 66. Searching for relatives at the base. Do I know you? Dongfang Chen was baffled. HMPH. Even if I don't know you, I can still deal with you, the burly man said. Have I offended you? Dongfang Chen continued calmly. You stubborn brat. Where do you live? Let's go. I'll take you back, the burly man said. Great. Did I run into a good Samaritan as soon as I stepped out? Dongfang Chen thought, and then said, Uncle, I don't have a home. It's just me. Just you? It's a miracle you've survived until now, the man said. Oh? Why is that? Dongfang Chen pretended not to know. Because people like you who wander around outside have already fed the zombies, the man replied. Is that so? Then maybe I'm just lucky. Uncle, if there's nothing else, I'll be going now. Dongfang Chen said, wanting to leave, and turned to go. Hold on, the burly man persisted. I say, uncle, do you actually have something or not? My mom told me to go home for dinner, it's urgent, Dongfang Chen said impatiently. Didn't you just say you don't have a home? The burly man found a loophole. That? I was just using a figure of speech? Dongfang Chen had never seen such a thing, forcing help on someone. Where's your home? The burly man asked. My home is in Merlin, Dongfang Chen said, making it up. Merlin? The Merlin in Mazhao? The burly man asked suspiciously. Yes, what's wrong? Dongfang Chen said. You little brat, not a word you say is true. Come on, come with me. The burly man got angry, grabbed Dongfang Chen's arm, and started walking. Hey, uncle, let's talk nicely. What are you doing? Dongfang Chen shouted as he was dragged along. He was helpless. Was he going to be dragged back as soon as he came out? But this person didn't seem like a bad guy, so there was no need to attack him in less than 2 minutes. The uncle pulled him into the garage. Yo. Uncle, is this your house? Dongfang Chen wandered around. Dad, who is this? A girl walked over and asked. There's someone else here. Dongfang Chen was a little embarrassed and quickly backed out. I met this kid on the road and brought him back, the burly man explained. Uncle, it's more like you forcibly brought me back. You should make that clear. Dongfang Chen corrected. The uncle ignored him and said to his daughter, go get him something to eat. Okay. The girl turned and went into the inner room. Uncle, did you knock through the garage? Dongfang Chen asked, looking at the layout. Yeah, the burly man replied. I say, uncle, why are you still in the city? Everyone else has already left. Dongfang Chen asked. Now that he was here, he wasn't in a hurry to leave. After all, he still had plenty of time. He was eager to come out to enjoy himself. I'm too lazy to move, the uncle replied evasively. Here, this is for you to eat. The girl took out a box of biscuits, a sausage, and a bottle of drink. In this day and age, being able to take out these things was considered quite generous. Actually, I'm not that hungry. Dongfang Chen politely took the drink, unscrewed the cap, and started gulping it down. Dongfang Chen sighed inwardly. Usually, these kinds of good-hearted people wouldn't survive past episode 1 in the apocalypse. What's your name? The girl asked. Dongfang Chen. My name is Dai. You can call me Tong Tuong. Oh, hello Tuong Tuong. Have you been living here all the time? Dongfang Chen asked. No, we just moved here recently. It's safer here, Dai explained. Then have you ever thought that it would be safer in a settlement? Dongfang Chen asked. We can't leave, Dai said. Can't leave? Why? Dongfang Chen didn't understand. We're looking for a base, Dai explained. What the hell? Dongfang Chen was shocked. Were they looking for his base? Why are you so nervous? Dai asked. I'm not nervous, just surprised. What are you looking for a base for? Dongfang Chen asked. My brother is at a base, Dai replied. Damn. Is it that fantastical? Dongfang Chen was confused. Isn't finding someone just a phone call away? Why look here, but there's no one with the surname Dai at my base. He thought for a moment and couldn't recall anyone with the surname Dai, so he asked, what's your brother's name? His name is Ding Yuwen, Dai replied. What the hell? Your brother is Ding Yuwen? Dongfang Chen exclaimed. Do you know him? Dai's eyes lit up. The burly man, who had been sitting with his head down, also stood up and stared at him intently. Ding Yuwen. Yeah, I know him. He's a doctor, right? Dongfang Chen said. Yes. Do you know where he is? Dai asked excitedly. Ding Yuwen was one of the first doctors to arrive at the base and later stayed there. Now he understood why he didn't leave with Chief Zhu back then. He was waiting for someone. But why is your surname Dai and his surname Ding? Dongfang Chen asked, not rushing to answer her question. Because my brother is actually my dad's comrade's child, Dai explained. Chapter 67, Being Fooled by the Uneducated. So that's how it is. Since you're looking for him, why don't you just call him? Why are you waiting here like this? Dongfang Chen continued to ask his questions. He regretted it as soon as he asked, thinking that their phones must not be working. Our phones haven't had any signal since we got here, so we can't get through. We only know that there are high walls in Binjiang Park, and the base is inside the walls. But after we arrived, we couldn't find it at all, Dai said sadly. Of course they couldn't find it. He had already destroyed the walls himself, but that kid Ding Yuwen didn't even mention it to him. He really deserved a beating. Young man, do you know where Yuwen is? The big man asked anxiously. Uncle, I know. How about this? You guys pack up your things, and I'll take you over there, Dongfang Chen said originally. They wanted to bring all the things they had collected during this time, but Dongfang Chen was in a hurry to leave and told them not to bring anything. The three of them soon entered the base through the safe house. Wow, it's quite big in here, Xiaolin said. It's okay, I guess. Come on, I'll take you to see Ding Yuwen first. After that, I'll arrange a place for you to stay. Dongfang Chen led the two into the office. He dialed the phone and projected it onto the big screen. The call connected. Hello, boss. Ding Yuwen's voice came from the other end. Brother, Xiaolin cried out. Tong Tong. Ding Yuwen replied in surprise. Ding Yuwen, you little brat, you really deserve a beating. You didn't even mention such a big thing to me. If I hadn't gone out for a walk and happened to run into them, I'm afraid they wouldn't know how long they would have to stay outside. Dongfang Chen scolded. Boss, I'm sorry. I just didn't want to cause you any trouble, Ding Yuwen said embarrassedly. Alright, I'll save you some face in front of your sister. Tell me directly if anything happens in the future. Don't play tricks with me, Dongfang Chen said. Yes, boss, Ding Yuwen replied. Yuwen, where are you? The big man asked. Uncle Dai, I'm out on a mission, Ding Yuwen said. Choking with emotion, the big man looked at Dongfang Chen. Dongfang Chen said, let's explain this matter to you slowly. You can use this satellite phone, it'll be easier to contact each other. But be careful, try not to make calls proactively. Okay, thank you, the big man replied. After finishing the call, Dongfang Chen took the two to the living area, arranged accommodation, and introduced them to everyone. By the time everything was done, it was already 2 p.m. Dongfang Chen didn't dare to wander around anymore, and drove the car he had hidden earlier straight to Mazhao, Suiyang resettlement area. Brother, you said Brother Dongfang was going to give Mei Wenhui a lesson about being uncultured. What kind of lesson? Luer asked, hiding in a corner. It's not the kind of lesson you're thinking of. Stop talking, keep a close watch, Shen Wengang replied in a low voice. They had received a message from Dongfang Chen 2 days ago, asking them to closely monitor Mei Wenhui's movements. For the past 2 days, Mei Wenhui's courtyard had been very quiet, with very few people coming and going. Luer was already getting impatient. As the sun was about to set, a car suddenly came to the entrance of the courtyard. With a Binjiang license plate, the car stopped, and a person got out. It was Dongfang Chen. Brother, look. It's Brother Dongfang, Luer said excitedly. I see. Don't shout. Be careful not to be discovered, Shen Wengang reminded. Oh, Luer hurriedly shut her mouth. Knock, knock, knock. A knock on the door. The door opened, and it was that cute little girl from last time. Hello, who are you looking for? The little girl asked. I'm looking for Mei Wenhui, Dongfang Chen said. Oh. What's your name? I'll go and tell him, the girl asked. Just say my name is Niuzing Wang, Dongfang Chen said with a smile. Oh, okay, you wait a moment. The girl closed the door again, not letting him in. Dongfang Chen stood at the door, winked at Shen Wengang, and then looked elsewhere. Brother Dongfang saw us, Luer said. Yeah, don't make a fuss, Shen Wengang continued to observe, reminding her. Oh, after a while, the door opened again, and the little girl let Dongfang Chen in. Boss requesting a call. Shen Wengang's bone microphone rang. He answered the phone, without saying a word. Dongfang Chen's purpose in answering the phone was also to let Shen Wengang eavesdrop, in order to further understand the situation. Boss Niu, right. Hello, I didn't expect Boss Niu to be so young and handsome. Mei Wenhui came forward quickly, shaking hands happily. Boss Mei is really discerning. Dongfang Chen shook hands generously with a smile. Mei Wenhui was immediately at a loss for words. Couldn't he even understand humble words? But he immediately interjected. Come, please sit down. Dongfang strode into the hall, plopped down on the sofa, and said, Hey, you. Yes, you. Go and make a cup of tea, using Boss Mei's best tea leaves. Dongfang Chen pointed to the young woman Rong Qingyi standing in the room. The young woman looked at Mei Wenhui inexplicably when Dongfang Chen called out to her. Mei Wenhui was also unhappy at this time, but he still gave her a wink, telling her to leave, and turned his head to smile. Haha, I'm sorry, my subordinates don't know the rules. Mei Wenhui, I originally didn't want to come to your shabby place. But since you have the redcoats backing you, I still have to give you a little face. Dongfang Chen said. Nonsense, how do you know? Mei Wenhui stood up in fright as soon as he heard this. Okay, looks like I guessed right, Dongfang Chen thought. Chapter 68, Vulnerable. That's what those three so-called law enforcement officers said, Dongfang Chen said, probing further. What? Then Mei Wenho had already fallen for it. Of course, they were caught by me. Dongfang Chen acted very relaxed. Impossible. Mei Wenho didn't believe it or not. I came to you today for your precious son. Dongfang Chen said he already knew from Shen Wengang that the Tier 2 zombie killed by Shen Wengang was Mei Wenho's son. Coupled with the Redcoat sect's preparation to deal with Niu Wang, Dongfang Chen couldn't help but connect the two things. As a result, he guessed right. I advise you to release him as soon as possible, otherwise you won't be able to bear the consequences, Mei Wenho said fiercely as he sat down. You don't have to worry about my affairs. You should think about your own funeral. Tisk tisk, raising zombies and feeding them with living people. If this matter is exposed, you will definitely not survive. Dongfang Chen joked. What do you want? Mei Wenho frowned. It's nothing. As long as you give up all your wealth and apologize with death, that will be enough, Dongfang Chen said. Impossible. Mei Wenho was furious. Okay, do as you please. I just don't know if the 3 law enforcement officers will talk about you leaking information after they go back. Will your consequences be any better than this? Dongfang Chen picked at his fingernails, as if talking about a very ordinary thing. Mei Wenho is desperate. He stared at the young man in front of him and said, if I die, don't even think about living. Oh? How so? Dongfang Chen wanted to laugh a little. Do you think you can still leave here? Mei Wenho threatened. Wow, you want to kill me to silence me? I'm so scared. Dongfang Chen said he was scared, but he didn't look scared at all. Someone, come, Mei Wenho shouted. Whoosh, dozens of people ran in from outside, surrounding the inner courtyard inside and out, everyone holding a knife in their hands. Yo. What a big battle. It's just that your equipment is not good. You want to pretend to be a gangster with a broken knife in your hand. Dongfang Chen glanced around and said disdainfully, HMPH, you're still stubborn when death is upon you. Mei Wenho looked at him like he was looking at a dead man. You're uncultured. You wouldn't be stupid enough to think that I came alone without any preparation, right? Dongfang Chen stood up and said with his hands in his pockets. Mei Wenho frowned and looked around, but found nothing unusual, and said, bluffing. Kill him. Mei Wenho stopped talking nonsense and directly ordered his men to attack. Just as everyone was about to attack, they suddenly found that spiders of unknown origin had surrounded them. Looking around, except for a circle around the feet of Dongfang Chen and Mei Wenho, the entire living room and courtyard were covered with spiders on the ground and walls. The spiders on everyone's legs had already climbed past their knees, and some faster ones had already climbed to their collars. What followed was a room full of howls, slaps, stomps. Everyone was in a mess and couldn't take care of themselves. See what I was saying? Vulnerable. Dongfang Chen spread his hands and said to Mei Wenho, you, what exactly do you want to do? Mei Wenho was a little scared and incoherent. How about this? Uncultured. I don't like killing people. I'll give you 2 choices. The first is to sit here and wait for the Redcoat sect to come and settle accounts with you. The second is to go to the headquarters with me and explain the matter clearly. Choose one. Dongfang Chen stated his request. In fact, he didn't want to do it here either. Most of these subordinates were just ordinary people, so there was no need to kill them. Mei Wenho is desperate. If the Redcoat sect knew that he had betrayed the 3 law enforcement officers, then his consequences would probably be hundreds of times more painful than death. It would be better to go to the headquarters and surrender, which would be a relief. But the only thing he didn't suspect was that Dongfang Chen was tricking him. In fact, the 3 law enforcement officers haven't taken action yet. Okay. I'll go with you. Mei Wenho unloaded the last bit of strength and said with his head down, Mazhao City, Suiyang Resettlement Area, Headquarters, General Manager Mei, is what you said true? Mayor Zhai Yuz of Mazhao City was shocked after listening to Mei Wenho's narration. It's absolutely true. Mei Wenho lowered his head and replied in disappointment, damn you, Mei Wenho, you deserve to die. You really deserve to die? Mayor Zhai stomped back and forth angrily, scolding as he walked. We trusted you so much and supported you so much. You actually did such a conscienceless thing. Those are fresh lives. How could you do it? I'm sorry, Mayor Zhai, I have failed your trust. Okay, I have nothing to say. Let the headquarters handle it. After saying that, Mayor Zhai walked out of the office. He had to report this situation to the higher-ups as soon as possible. The Redcoat sect was his biggest concern. Such an evil force hiding in the dark was not something a mayor like him could solve. Team leader Pang of the Suiyang Resettlement Area was also aside, so he walked over and said, Mei Wenho, in view of your current behavior, You have already committed the crimes of intentional homicide, disturbing public order, and endangering national security. According to the relevant provisions of the National Emergency Management Plan, it meets the agreed circumstances for depriving the right to sue. You will be sentenced to death and executed immediately. Do you have any objections? If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 69, Killing and Heartbreaking. I have no objection. Mei Wenhui instantly appeared older, lowering his head and replying softly, "Good. Take him away." Team Leader Pang ordered. The police standing on both sides. The temporary headquarters of the resettlement center was an emergency response team composed of multiple departments, including public security, administration, justice, health, and civil affairs. The purpose of this was to streamline processes and improve mobility, combined with the new special period National Emergency Management Plan temporary regulations issued by the Council after the virus outbreak. Each resettlement center could have extremely high law enforcement power while complying with relevant regulations for some extremely harmful situations, especially those that endanger national security, leak state secrets, threaten the safety of others' lives, or disrupt social order. The temporary headquarters has the right to deprive them of the right to judicial proceedings if the evidence is conclusive without trial or conviction. Direct execution by firing squad is permitted. As Mei Wenhui was being led out of the office, he faced Dongfang Chen, who was standing behind. Dongfang Chen spoke. "Mei Wenhui, let me tell you one more thing before you die. Actually, I haven't caught those 3 enforcers yet," Dongfang Chen said with a smile. He was truly malicious, not only killing but also crushing his spirit. "What? You dare to trick me, you brat." Mei Wenhui's arms were pinned back by 2 policemen, his hands handcuffed behind him. Although he was angry, he couldn't struggle. "What trickery? I'm just giving you a free lesson. Remember not to trust anyone in your next life." Dongfang Chen laughed. Good. I never thought that Mei Wenhui, who was wise all his life, would capsize in a gutter. Ha ha ha. Mei Wenhui shouted as he was taken away. Soon after, a gunshot rang out, and Mei Wenhui died. "This young brother, your name is Niu Wang, right? You are young, but your skills are not small. Mei Wenhui is no ordinary person, yet he fell into your hands. But young man, you still need to understand how to walk the right path," Team Leader Pang advised, as if speaking from the perspective of an elder. "Thank you for your concern, Team Leader Pang. It's already very late, so I'll go back first if there's nothing else," Dongfang Chen said. "All right." Team Leader Pang nodded, watching him respond. As if he was thinking about something. Walking out of the command post, Shen Wengang and Luo were already waiting in a corner not far away. "Brother Dongfang, you are so amazing. You fooled Mei Wenhui so thoroughly," Luo said, going up to Dongfang Chen as he came out. Shen Wengang had already told Luo about the scene that had just happened, and Luo's eyes widened. Dongfang Chen, posing as Niu Wang, had actually tricked Mei Wenhui to death. He probably wouldn't know who really tricked him even in death. "Boss, I still don't understand. How did you know that the Red Cloth sect was related to Mei Wenhui?" Shen Wengang asked. "I don't know," Dongfang Chen said. "Ah. Then what you just did?" Shen Wengang was very surprised. "I just bluffed him. If he admitted it, then there was a connection. If he didn't admit it, then there wasn't. It's that simple," Dongfang Chen said as he walked. "Amazing," Shen Wengang exclaimed with his straightforward personality. He really couldn't have come up with such a cunning trick. No. Such a clever trick. The 3 of them had only taken a few steps when they were stopped by a woman. "What are you doing?" Shen Wengang quickly stepped in front of her. When he saw her, the young woman had obviously cried. Seeing Shen Wengang blocking her way, she stopped and bowed deeply. Shen Wengang was at a loss and looked back at Dongfang Chen. Dongfang Chen nodded, signaling him to stand aside. "Madam, what is this?" Dongfang Chen stepped forward and asked curiously. Rong Chengyi had also seen him. She was Mei Wenhui's secretary when he first arrived at Mei Wenhui's place. He even ordered her to make tea. "What you don't know is that Mei Wenhui is actually my enemy," Rong Chengyi said. "Oh? What's going on?" Dongfang Chen asked. "I have a younger sister named Gu Qingyu." Thereupon, Rong Chengyi told them about a past event of her own. It turned out that Rong Chengyi's real name was Gu Qingyi, and she had a younger sister named Gu Qingyu. Mei Wenhui's son, Mei Xiangnan, met her sister, who had just graduated from college, by chance and began to pester her during a dinner. Mei Xiangnan drugged Gu Qingyu's water and raped her while she was unconscious, and he also took a video after waking up. Gu Qingyu had a mental breakdown and attempted suicide several times, but was stopped by her family. Her parents were outraged and went to reason with Mei Xiangnan, but to no avail. Both parents fell ill and never recovered. A few months later, Gu Qingyu received a message from Mei Xiangnan, which was the video he had recorded earlier. He demanded to meet her, otherwise he would post the video online. Gu Qingyu couldn't bear the torment any longer and jumped from the building, ending her life at the young age of 23. Soon after, her parents also passed away in grief. Suddenly, a good family was left with only her. After taking care of her family's affairs, Gu Qingyu changed her name to Rong Qingyi and applied for a job at Mei Wenhui's company. Chapter 70. Heading to Merlin Settlement Center. She acted very diligently and professionally. Soon after, she finally gained Mei Wenhui's approval and successfully became his secretary. She made a very simple plan, to poison the entire family, including Mei Wenhui and Mei Xiangnan, while they were both at home during a meal, and then commit suicide. However, fate was not on her side. That playboy Mei Xiangnan was almost never home for meals, returning only after midnight or not at all. She couldn't find an opportunity until a few months ago, when the virus broke out. She finally saw her chance. Gu Qingyi changed her original plan. She used a thin needle to draw blood from a zombie and, taking advantage of Mei Xiangnan's inattention, pricked his clothes with it. Heaven rewards the persistent. Despite Mei Wenhui's caution, his son was infected. After learning of his son's infection, Mei Wenhui concealed the news. During the evacuation, he locked him in a closed supermarket. Gu Qingyi didn't immediately act against Mei Wenhui, wanting him to experience the pain of losing a loved one. Later, she discovered that Mei Wenhui was using living people to feed his son, and she was incredibly angry. However, Mei Wenhui's power was too great, and she was too insignificant. She worried that revealing the news would not bring Mei Wenhui down but instead lead to her own destruction, so she could only wait for an opportunity. After moving to the Suiyang settlement, she didn't even have a chance to go out, making the opportunity for revenge even more remote. The only thing she could do was secretly gather evidence, preparing to strike a fatal blow when necessary. Unexpectedly, the situation reversed so quickly. Dongfang Chen's sudden arrival directly led to Mei Wenhui's demise. She was very grateful, so she waited for him here to express her gratitude. After hearing this story, Dongfang Chen on the other side with regret. Ms. Gu, now that everything is in the past, start a new life, Dongfang Chen said. Yes, Gu Qingyu replied. Okay, the matter here is settled, we should go. Goodbye for now. With that, Dongfang Chen prepared to leave. Wait, Gu Qingyu called out. Oh? Is there anything else, Ms. Gu? Dongfang Chen turned back and asked. Are you going back to the Merlin settlement? Gu Qingyu asked. How do you know? Dongfang Chen asked. I heard Mei Wenhui mention that Boss Niu has established a Huituang Chamber of Commerce in the Merlin settlement. Gu Qingyu explained. Gu Qingyu still thought Dongfang Chen was Niu Xingwang, and he didn't expose her misconception. That's right, Dongfang Chen admitted. Then can you take me with you? Gu Qingyu asked. You want to go to Merlin too? Dongfang Chen asked, puzzled. To be honest, I don't want to stay in this place anymore. I want to go somewhere else and start over, Gu Qingyu replied. Alright. Then come with us, Dongfang Chen said. The group got into the car and left the Suiyang settlement under the cover of night. As for why they were traveling overnight, one reason was that Dongfang Chen was full of secret weapons and not afraid of zombie attacks. Another reason was that the enforcers of the Red Robe sect might arrive in Merlin at any time, and he needed to return early to prevent any unforeseen events. Mazhao, Merlin settlement, Mr. Dongfang, why did you come in person? Niu Xingwang was very surprised. Xiao Chen, you're being a little reckless. Brother Zhang was a little displeased, not even calling him boss, using a tone of an elder scolding a younger one. Hey. I say, everyone, can you stop looking at me like I'm a criminal? Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, Dongfang Chen said. Feeling dejected, the two of them said nothing more. Shen Wengang and Luer were also very happy to see Zhang Yuanke, and they exchanged greetings. Gu Qingyi stood aside, listening to the conversation, becoming more and more confused, but as a newcomer, she didn't dare to ask, who is this? Niu Xingwang asked. Oh, let me introduce you. This is Gu Qingyi, Mei Wenhui's secretary from the Suiyang settlement. Gu Qingyi, this is boss Niu Xingwang, Dongfang Chen introduced. Suiyang settlement? How did she end up here? Niu Xingwang was also confused, nodding politely. Gu Qingyi also smiled and greeted him, then asked Dongfang Chen in surprise. Mr. Dongfang, are you saying that this is the real boss Niu? Gu Qingyi saw that Niu Xingwang addressed Dongfang Chen as Mr. Dongfang, so she changed her address as well. She had been calling him Boss Niu all along. That's right, he's the real Boss Niu. I was impersonating him, Dongfang Chen said with a smile. Impersonating me? Boss Niu was also confused by their conversation then. Dongfang Chen told the story of what happened in the Suyang settlement today, as well as Gu Qingyi's revenge. Oh my. I didn't expect that the Red Robe sect sent people to deal with me because that no culture was behind it. But I haven't offended him, have I? I haven't even met him. Why would he send people to kill me? Also, Mr. Dongfang, how did you know that this incident was related to no culture? He didn't ask why Dongfang Chen used his name when he went to find Mei Wenhua, as he knew Dongfang Chen must have his reasons. Actually, I was just guessing at the time. At first, Xiangang and Qianluo accepted a recruitment mission in Mazhao, aiming to scout the whereabouts of some people in Mazhao City. But unexpectedly, the recruitment mission was fake, and the real purpose was to trick them into becoming zombie food. The person who posted the mission was this Mei Wenhua. Chapter 71 The First Signal Tower. To Mei Wenhua's surprise, Tiangang and Jinluo returned alive, but the zombie he had raised was dead. After Tiangang discovered something was amiss, he eavesdropped on Mei Wenhua's conversation and learned that the Tier 2 zombie he had killed was none other than Mei Wenhua's son, Mei Xiangnan. Mei Wenhua, upon learning that the person who killed his son had a gun, did not dare to act rashly, and the matter was temporarily put aside. But not long after, Yung sent another message that 3 enforcers from the Red Robe sect in Huaizhou were coming to deal with you. You haven't been in Milan for very long, and logically speaking, you shouldn't have any enemies. Why would the Red Robe sect want to deal with you? I suddenly remembered that you had just received a batch of laser guns a few days ago, so I guessed that there might be a connection between the two. So, you suspect that Mei Wenhua found out I had a gun and mistakenly thought I killed his son? Niu Xingwang asked. Yes, so I used your name and went to the Suyang resettlement camp to find Mei Wenhua. If Mei Wenhua reacted to your name, then it would mean the guess was correct. Conversely, if Mei Wenhua didn't recognize you, then it would mean I guessed wrong. Dongfang Chen said. Niu Xingwang nodded. As expected, Mei Wenhua recognized you. So, I took care of him, Dongfang Chen said. Mr. Dongfang went to Suyang alone to take a risk for my sake. Niu Xingwang, really don't know what to say. Niu Xingwang was very moved. Xiao Chen, in the future, can you discuss such actions with everyone in advance? Brother Zhang said after listening. The reason I didn't tell you in advance is that I was afraid you would act without authorization and complicate things. If you really want to ensure my safety, then you must act according to the plan, Dongfang Chen said seriously. Yes, everyone obeyed. Okay. Brother Niu, has anything special happened on your side these past few days? Dongfang Chen changed the subject. No, everything is normal here, Niu Xingwang replied. How are the preparations for the mercenary guild going? Dongfang Chen asked. The place has been cleaned up, and we are discussing some details with Tiansha these days, Niu Xingwang replied. Well, the sooner the better. Our time is tight, so we must pay attention to efficiency, Dongfang Chen instructed. Okay, I will hurry, Niu Xingwang obeyed. By the way, Tiansha, you must be vigilant these days. Both the Chamber of Commerce and the Guild must arrange for people to patrol 24 hours a day. The Red Robe sect's enforcers may arrive at any time, so we must not be careless, Dongfang Chen said to Zhang Yuanke. Okay, Brother Zhang nodded afterward. Niu Xingwang arranged temporary accommodation for everyone. Everyone rested. January 8, 2055 AD. Morning Kyoto, Parliament Building. Honorable members, we have been discussing the emergency plan for almost half a month. Everyone's thoughts and suggestions have been basically summarized. Does anyone have anything else to add? Speaker Bailey asked. No one spoke. Since there are no additions, then the Legal Affairs Department will begin drafting the draft plan. Councillor Pang, how long will it take to draft the draft? The speaker asked Councillor Pang. Pang Lijia, Member of Parliament, current Director of the Legal Affairs Department. About a week. Councillor Pang thought for a moment and replied, all right. After the draft is completed, we will discuss it again in the meeting. Meeting adjourned, the speaker said. Mazhao, Milan resettlement camp. Early in the morning, a large truck drove into the resettlement camp and stopped at the entrance of the mercenary guild. Boss, what is this? Shen Wengang asked. A signal tower, Dongfang Chen replied. Does that mean we can use our mobile phones here soon? Shen Wengang asked. No, Dongfang Chen replied. Shen Wengang didn't understand if there is a signal tower, won't a mobile phone have a signal, but Shen Wengang didn't care. Anyway, they could make calls directly through bone mics. This signal tower is not used to connect to mobile phones. The positioning of the Mercenary Guild and the Huituang Chamber of Commerce is to cover all future survival bases as much as possible, so data authentication, item transactions, and personnel identification all need to be carried out electronically. And all of this requires signal towers to provide information transmission services, which is a very important part of the Firefly project. So why not use satellites? Because after the real ecological crisis arrives, the molecular light film outside the atmosphere will greatly affect the communication between the satellite and the ground, and the reliability is not high. So, the safest method is to build a network matrix with many such signal towers, supported by a supercomputing center. There is another reason. Dongfang Chen must comprehensively monopolize information. Absolute monopoly means absolute control, and absolute control can ensure the success rate of the plan in this world. There will be betrayal if there is cooperation, and there will be disputes if there are interests. Mountains will fall, and water will dry up. So, what does it mean to be duty-bound? That is, in the face of absolute crisis, do not trust anyone, do not place hope on anyone, dare to stand up, and control everything that can be controlled. Only in this way is it possible to live. Chapter 72 Difficulties in Issuing Currency. Boss, have you ever considered that the signal tower needs electricity? Shen Wengang hinted from the side. He said this with a bit of uncertainty, but he thought it necessary to remind him. Of course, what would be the point of installing it if there's no electricity? Dongfang Chen said with a smile. Chairman, the goods have arrived. Dongfang Chen shouted towards Zhang Yuankui. The people of the Mercenary Guild didn't know Dongfang Chen's identity, and he didn't want everyone to know. Because the more people who know, the lower his safety factor will be. After Zhang Yuankui took over the Mercenary Guild, the people below all called him chairman, so Dongfang Chen also followed suit. Okay, you go back and rest. We'll take care of the rest. Zhang Yuankui appeared very indifferent. The more indifferent he appeared, the more people would think that Dongfang Chen was just a small fry. Okay, chairman, Dongfang Chen said with a bow, and then left. The signal tower was very large and heavy, and was divided into several components. During installation, the base needed to be fixed first, and then each module was pieced together in order. However, the installation process was not complicated. The truck used for transportation was integrated with lifting equipment, specially designed for installing signal towers. So, only 2 or 3 people were needed to assist in checking the hole positions, and the rest was just tightening screws. The bottom of the signal tower had a cabinet, which was completely sealed as a separate module. There was a combination lock on the cabinet door, which couldn't be opened without power. At the pre-installation position of the signal tower, 4 metal bases, distributed in a square of 2 meters, had appeared at some point, similar to sockets. However, the sockets were very thick and very deep. There was also a larger hole in the middle, which seemed to be connected to the base of the signal tower. The installation speed was very fast. The people first used the crane to put the base of the signal tower into the metal base on the ground and tighten the ground fixing screws. Then, they aligned the next module according to the position and tightened the screws. The signal tower had straight ladders on all 4 sides, so 4 people were responsible for 1 corner each, checking the hole positions, placing the modules, tightening the screws, climbing up the next module. It was done in one go. In 2 hours, the installation was completed. The installed signal tower was not powered on, because the power generation room had not yet been built. Dongfang Chen first had the B-ant robots build a base, so as not to affect the installation of the signal tower. Then, these B-ant robots began to extend underground, looking for a suitable location to build a geothermal power generation room. The location of the geothermal power generation room was very deep, which was also a preliminary work for transferring the Merlin settlement underground in the future among the people. Only Zhang Yuankui knew the inside story, so when everyone questioned the construction of a useless signal tower, he just smiled it off and ignored it. At the same time, in Mayor Gong's office, Boss knew, the reason I invited you here today is to discuss with you the issue of issuing internal currency in our settlement. Mayor Gong said straight to the point. Oh? Mayor Gong, please speak, Niu Xingwang said. It's like this. We've done internal discussions these past few days, and the final result is that there are certain difficulties in issuing currency, and it may not be implemented in the short term. Mayor Gong said. Have you encountered any problems? Niu Xingwang asked with a frown. Yes. There are quite a few problems, Mayor Gong replied. Niu Xingwang's first reaction was that Mayor Gong was going to try to extort him again. But on second thought, that shouldn't be the case. After all, Mayor Gong doesn't care about the small amount of money he has right now. Mayor Gong, please tell me, Niu Xingwang continued to ask. First of all, our settlement doesn't have the conditions to print banknotes. You also know that the manufacturing process of banknotes is very complicated, and we don't have the relevant talent and equipment. In addition, after we withdrew from Binjiang City, we basically didn't bring out large printing equipment, and we don't have ink. So, it's not realistic to print enough currency for circulation, Mayor Gong said. Niu Xingwang didn't speak. Actually, he didn't care whether there were banknotes or not. After all, the Chamber of Commerce and the Guild only looked at crystal cores, so in essence, crystal cores were the real currency. It's just that if the Chamber of Commerce could exchange currency, it would be more likely to stimulate people's enthusiasm for hunting zombies to earn crystal cores. Because in addition to circulating in the Chamber of Commerce, currency can also circulate throughout the settlement, and people can obtain a wider variety of materials. Moreover, it's not realistic to continue using the previous currency. First, it's difficult for most people to find cash. Second, the non-renewability of banknotes will lead to less and less cash circulating in the market. Third, the collection and distribution of banknotes is also relatively difficult. Everyone has different levels of wealth at the beginning. The rich don't agree with equal distribution, and the poor don't agree with distribution based on asset evaluation. Mayor Gong continued. Niu Xingwang nodded. Indeed, that was the case. Another method is to use metal currency, but there are similar problems. There are certain problems in the smelting, transportation, counting, and loss of currency. The last point, which is also the most serious problem, is settlement. Currently, our settlement lacks electricity, computers, networks, and settlement systems. This leads to fatal flaws in the circulation of currency. Chapter 73 Electronic Currency. Boss Niu, I simplified things at the start. I didn't expect to find so many problems these past 2 days of visits, Mayor Gong said with a frown, expressing his apologies in his heart. He also hoped that currency could circulate. Only in this way could people's lives be stabilized and the economy prosper. Otherwise, like now, everyone is idle, and the entire settlement is lifeless. If this continues for too long, chaos will inevitably occur. Then, Mayor Gong, have you considered using electronic currency? Niu Xingwang asked. Electronic currency? Mayor Gong asked dubiously. Yes, Niu Xingwang replied affirmatively. Boss Niu, don't joke around. I just said that our settlement lacks electricity, and there is no internet, computers, or settlement system. Besides, how many ordinary people have mobile phones? How can electronic currency be implemented? Mayor Gong said with a smile. I can solve the electricity, internet, and computer problems, Niu Xingwang replied. What? Mayor Gong was astonished. He knew very well what Boss Niu did. He would believe it if he said he could get excavators, but he didn't believe he could get computers. Getting electricity was even more of a fantasy. Mayor Gong might not believe it, but I can clearly tell you that our Chamber of Commerce and Union will restore electricity within a few days. If there are no accidents, the signal tower should also be built by now, Niu Xingwang said. Really? Mayor Gong asked. What are you saying? When have I, Niu Xingwang, ever failed to deliver on my promises? Niu Xingwang boasted. Boss Niu, you are truly the lucky star of our settlement. Sometimes I wonder, what kind of deity are you, Boss Niu? Any problem becomes a non-problem in your hands, Mayor Gong exclaimed. Mayor Gong, you flatter me. This is also for the benefit of our Chamber of Commerce, alright. Since Boss Niu has already done so much, then I, Gong, will shamelessly hitch a ride on your coattails, Mayor Gong said. No problem, Niu Xingwang said. Oh, right, there's another problem. Now that the internet and settlement system issues are resolved, it's still difficult to manage because the people don't have terminal devices, Mayor Gong said awkwardly. It was truly impossible to move an inch without Niu Xingwang. We have also thought of a solution to this problem. The Chamber of Commerce and Union originally planned to issue unified settlement cards. These cards have built-in chips and batteries and also have identity recognition functions. My idea is that you should retain the core currency issuance and settlement functions, and then we in the Chamber of Commerce will handle the other businesses. Niu Xingwang said this method is equivalent to the Chamber of Commerce borrowing money from the government and then using the money to buy crystal cores and pay wages. People can use this money to buy whatever they want anywhere in the settlement, thus forming a cycle. In this way, the Chamber of Commerce obtains crystal cores, and the settlement government achieves currency circulation. A win-win situation. Wouldn't the amount of money in circulation increase as crystal cores are continuously purchased? Of course not. The Chamber of Commerce will recover the money while selling goods, services, and equipment, and use it to repay government loans. After a full circle, the money returns to the government. Therefore, as long as Mayor Gong controls the two key aspects of issuance and settlement, he can ensure the normal flow of funds. Money only has value when it circulates. If it doesn't circulate, the economy will stagnate. Is that so? Boss Niu, as you know, Milan is not my one-man show after all. I still need to discuss these situations in a meeting before a final decision can be made. Can you wait for 2 more days, Boss Niu? Mayor Gong suddenly said with some embarrassment. HMPH. This old fox is probably worried that our issuance of terminals will affect the official influence. Niu Xingwang thought to himself, Mayor Gong, your influence in Milan is unquestionable. Let me be frank, whether you participate or not, our Chamber of Commerce will definitely popularize electronic settlement cards internally, or else business cannot be carried out. Therefore, you must act as soon as possible. Niu Xingwang hinted slightly. Now, not to mention Milan, probably not many settlements across the country are operating normally. As for whether things will slowly improve in the future, don't be ridiculous, the situation will only become more severe. Settlements that don't establish underground bases within a year or 2 won't even have a chance to survive. Therefore, he wasn't worried that Mayor Gong wouldn't agree. It would be even better if he disagreed. When the influence of the Chamber of Commerce and Union rises, it's hard to say whether he will still have a place in Milan. The situation is stronger than people. It depends on his choice. The last sentence clearly carried a threatening tone. Mayor Gong felt somewhat uncomfortable, vaguely feeling controlled. However, now that more and more things in the settlement required relying on Niu Xingwang, he could only endure it for now and not lash out. Not long after Boss Niu left, Secretary Liu came in. Mayor Gong, people from above are here and want to see you. Oh? Quickly, please, Mayor Gong said hurriedly, straightening his clothes. Soon, Secretary Liu brought a group of 3 people into the office. Hello, Mayor Gong. We are from the military and political department. These are our credentials. With that, the leader took out his credentials. Chapter 74, Mutants Found. Oh, hello. May I ask what brings you gentlemen to Milan? Mayor Gong was a little nervous. It's like this, we need Mayor Gong to help coordinate and gather all the asymptomatic carriers in the resettlement area. We need to take them back to the capital, the man said. But didn't the people from the security bureau already take them away? Mayor Gong asked. Taken away? When? The man asked, puzzled. It was not long after the virus outbreak. We were still in Binjiang at the time. This place is the first city where the virus broke out, so several groups of people came here one after another, including the Emergency Response Department, the Health Department, the Security Bureau, and the Southeast Military Region. I don't know exactly where the people are now, Mayor Gong said, recalling. Have you found any new asymptomatic carriers recently? The man frowned and asked. It doesn't seem like it. Mayor Gong thought for a moment, then shook his head. The people from the military and political department didn't say much and turned to leave. They were ordered to conscript all asymptomatic carriers in the country to screen for potential mutants. Other matters were irrelevant to them, and they didn't want to get involved. As for where the people were taken, they wouldn't care. What's that? As they were leaving, they saw many people building an iron tower in the distance. Another person looked through the car window and shook his head. Let's go. Go take a look, the leader said. The driver turned the steering wheel and drove towards the signal tower. Who are you looking for? Shen Wengang, who was helping nearby, saw several people getting out of the car and walking over, and asked, you actually have guns? The leader asked without answering his question. We have a gun license, so of course we can carry guns. Who are you looking for? Shen Wengang saw that the people were wearing military uniforms and explained slightly. Interesting. What is that? The leader thought for a moment and understood. The gun license was probably issued by the resettlement area itself. However, in special times, it was understandable. So he stopped dwelling on the gun issue and pointed to the signal tower in the distance and continued to ask, what exactly do you want? Shen Wengang was a little annoyed that the other party was ignoring his question. Answer what you're asked. Why so many questions? Another officer next to him scolded. You. If you have nothing to do, please leave, Shen Wengang said, suppressing his anger, not wanting to offend them, courting death. As he said that, The officer punched him. Shen Wengang stood still and raised his hand to grip the incoming fist as if it were effortless. The officer frowned and tried to withdraw his fist, but couldn't pull it out. The leading officer noticed something was wrong and looked over curiously. A few seconds later, Shen Wengang let go. The officer whose hand was pinched suddenly lost his balance and fell backward, supported by another person. The officer wanted to rush up again, but was stopped by the leading officer raising his hand. "What's your name?" the leading officer asked. "Why should I tell you? Do you have something to say or not? If not, leave quickly." Shen Wengang replied unhappily. These people were so arrogant that he didn't want to give them a good look. "Let me introduce myself. My name is Duan Bing, the chief of the 2nd Division of the Security Bureau under the Military and Political Department." Duan Bing reached out his hand to shake Shen Wengang's hand. "Xiangang." Shen Wengang gave him some face when he saw that the other party was being polite. After all, the other party was wearing a military uniform, so it was better not to provoke them if possible. "Xiangang? Not your real name, is it?" Duan Bing smiled. "My name is Xiangang," Shen Wengang said. Duan Bing didn't continue to dwell on this topic, but asked, "Are you a mutant? You know about mutants?" Shen Wengang was surprised. Duan Bing was also very surprised. He didn't expect that this guy named Xiangang also knew about mutants. You should know that this name was taken by their secret experimental group themselves. It seems that there are many people outside who know about mutants. "That's right, we're here for this matter too. I wonder if Brother Xiangang is interested in coming back to the military and political department with us." Duan Bing decisively extended an invitation. This was a mutant he got for free, so why not take him? "No interest," Shen Wengang refused without even thinking. "Don't go too far." The officer next to him, whose anger hadn't subsided, scolded. Duan Bing patted the officer's shoulder, signaling him not to be impulsive. "Brother Xiangang, we have no ill intentions. This time we came to Milan under the order of the speaker to find mutants. With your good skills, you should show your talents and serve the country." Duan Bing persuaded earnestly. "Brother, who are they?" Lua saw Shen Wengang talking to the people, and it seemed like they had fought, so she came over and asked. "Don't know them," Shen Wengang replied, then looked at the people and continued, "I don't care what you're here for. I'm not interested in going with you, please leave." Shen Wengang didn't give these impolite officers a good look at all. "Okay, then we'll leave first," Duan Bing said. The other two people next to him were full of dissatisfaction and doubt. Why did he compromise? Duan Bing didn't explain and told the two to get in the car and leave Mayor Gong's office. "Do you gentlemen have anything else?" Mayor Gong asked, puzzled, seeing the three officers return. Chapter 75, Visit Again. "Mayor Gong, why didn't you mention that there are mutants in your resettlement area?" Duan Bing questioned. "Mutants? What are mutants?" Mayor Gong didn't understand. Duan Bing was directly choked and speechless. "Okay, it's like playing the lute to a cow, Mayor Gong. It's like this. We found the person we're looking for at the Merlin resettlement area, and we hope you can coordinate so that he can return to Kyoto with us," Duan Bing said. Mayor Gong's heart skipped a beat. Could it be that Xiao Yinghu has been discovered? Or have they found other members of the mercenary guild? After all, more than 40 members of the mercenary guild have been vaccinated, but are these people all seeing? Can they even tell if someone is immune to the virus? He didn't know that mutants had special abilities. "I don't know where the person you're talking about is. What's his name?" Mayor Gong asked. "His name is Tiangang," Duan Bing replied. "Tiangang." Mayor Gong didn't remember knowing such a person, so he shouted, "Secretary Liu, please come in for a moment." "Mayor Gong, you called for me." Secretary Liu walked in. "Yes. Do we have someone named Tiangang in our base?" "Do you know him?" Mayor Gong asked. "Tiangang? Let me think. No, I haven't heard of him." Secretary Liu frowned, thinking for a long time but couldn't recall. Duan Bing frowned. He thought this was just a perfunctory response. A mutant, who also possesses firearms, couldn't possibly be an unknown figure in the resettlement area. "Mayor Gong, I hope you can seriously cooperate with our work. Although our military and political department is not a directly managed local department, defying the speaker's orders is not something a small mayor like you can afford," Duan Bing warned. "Absolutely not." Mayor Gong was taken aback. With such a big label placed on him, his career would be over. "How about this? You take me there, and I'll see who it is." "I really don't know of such a person," Mayor Gong hurriedly stated. At the same time, in the mercenary guild, Dongfang Chen was sitting in the office drinking tea with Brother Zhang when Shen Wengang walked in. "Boss, there's a situation," Shen Wengang said. "Oh? What's wrong?" Dongfang Chen put down his teacup and asked Shen Wengang recounted what had just happened. So, the people from the military and political department already know about the existence of mutants. And they invited you to go? Dongfang Chen asked. Yes, Shen Wengang replied. This is a good thing. The military and political department being able to discover mutants means that the official research work has never stopped. Besides, wouldn't going to the military and political department be a good opportunity to lie low? Dongfang Chen said after a moment of thought. But we didn't have a very pleasant conversation just now, Shen Wengang said embarrassedly, scratching his head. If he had known, he wouldn't have been so reckless just now. These are all minor matters. I estimate that since you didn't agree, they will come over to persuade you. When the time comes, mention Luer as well, and this matter will be settled, Dongfang Chen said. Okay, Shen Wengang agreed. Sure enough, as expected. Half an hour later, Duanbing brought Mayor Gong to the mercenary guild again. This is the mercenary guild. Mayor Gong's heart skipped a beat. If it was Boss Niu's subordinate, the matter would be difficult to handle. The current Boss Niu might not give him any face. We met him here just now. Duanbing said. Oh. Good. Let's go in first. Mayor Gong didn't dare to be presumptuous and could only bite the bullet and go in. Hello, Mayor Gong. The patrolman at the door, seeing that it was Mayor Gong, hurriedly came up to greet him. Is your guild leader in? Mayor Gong asked. He had met Zhang Yuanke a few times, but they weren't very familiar. Yes, he is. I'll take you there. Mayor Gong and his group followed the patrolman towards the guild leader's office. Mayor Gong, I didn't know you were coming. Sorry for not greeting you sooner. Zhang Yuanke appeared very polite. Tian Shan, these gentlemen are from the military and political department, here to ask you about something. Mayor Gong went straight to the point. Zhang Yuanke knew what it was about, so he wasn't surprised. All right. Of course. Please, have a seat, Zhang Yuanke greeted. Are you called Tian Shan? Duanbing asked. That's right, Zhang Yuanke admitted frankly. Then what is your relationship with Tian Gang? Duanbing noticed that the two people's names were very similar, so he asked. Tian Gang and I are just friends. Are you here to look for him? Zhang Yuanke said. Yes. I don't know if guild leader is aware, but Tian Gang is a mutant, Duanbing said. I know. Zhang Yuanke poured tea for everyone while calmly answering. Sure enough, this mercenary guild is not simple. Duanbing felt a chill down his spine. Just how many unknown secrets are there in this small resettlement area's guild? It's like this. We are here this time under the speaker's orders to conscript mutants. We hope that guild leader Tian Sha can release him, Duanbing said. Look at what you're saying. Tian Gang and I are just ordinary friends, not my subordinates. There's no question of releasing or not releasing him. As long as he's willing to go, there's no need to ask for my opinion, Zhang Yuanke said with a smile. Duanbing frowned, revealing a hint of displeasure. Both the Mayor Gong and the guild leader of this mercenary guild said they had nothing to do with it, giving him the feeling that they were passing the buck. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.